Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's the 11th of August, 2026. I trust you're well. This is the last stream for a bit. I guess we just lose another Thursday stream this week, but we'll be back on Tuesday. We're popping out tomorrow, so hopefully you all are well. It is the middle Continental season. I believe there's an online Continentals probably this weekend, is my guess. I think there is. There's no way of knowing. How's everyone doing? Twink Gaming incoming. Not an expert on stuff, but I don't know if we can go around calling Andre Twink. Hey, Matt. Hey, Jai. How's it going? I like Twinks, but I hate Ob, so I don't know how to feel about this one. You hate Ob. Those are the words you use. Hate. Powerful. Your hate will make you powerful. Don't focus on Ob. It's FUT that we're here for. Yeah, this deck does make FUT happen. This is the deck list of the week, mind you, which is Twink shipping. Ob has become quite powerful. Almost immediately after the ban list has unbanned Svyatogor Excavator, a card name that I'm so worried about saying because I felt like I had it right at some point and then I just kind of lost it. And then there's no pronunciation guide on this page. Damn, there usually is. I think it's Svyatogor. There's no way of knowing. Who put so much battle in their boats? These boats will hurt you. They will do a fair bit of damage. So this is the scrubs list that came in, I want to say like 3rd, 5th, and 12th. There's no way of knowing. Yeah, there was another op list that Kablushi played. She came in 2nd. And then we saw a bunch of other op lists throughout the tournament. So op was like, I think, more than a quarter of the top 16, which is not super surprising. Trying to figure out what's the best list and how to beat it. Op, mind you, in the top cut, where open deck lists had an absurd win rate. It had like a 75% win rate in the top cut. It was clearly the deck to beat. And with open deck lists, right? It was, should have been more targeted, but it seemed like the op win rate actually went up in the open deck lists top cut. It was really weird. Very, very strange. Clearly, Andre's unbanning endurance. Hey, pre-cheap. Post-banless op came out with some absolutely criminal stuff, and R+ did absolutely nothing as predicted. Yeah, I mean, not super surprising. Actually, Ob in general was doing really quite well, as much as not a lot of people played it, so the data wasn't huge. But like Ob was doing kind of fine before the unban, and then Excavator got unbanned, and this is just like a monstrous card. I do want to say the other Op list that came in second is only playing 2 copies of this, but like the number of copies is not always the most important thing, because at the end of the day, Op is really consistent in finding its tools. I think this is like the Ob thing that is always worth keeping in mind, right? We've seen a lot of decks that are fair, arguably too fair. The idea is that their first 6 cards that they draw after they mulligan really dictate what they're able to do, right? Did you find your Lacosta Charlotte? Did you find an ice for HQ and an ice for your remote server? Did you find one econ operation? That is the biggest question when it comes to playing like, fair restoring humanity. And admittedly, MeliSU had some more unfair lines that had a bit more play when it comes to not icing centrals and getting your Q cards back and stuff like that. But the big thing with Op is, with its decks, is you can get the cards from your deck when and if you want them, when you need them. So the idea is that if you can trash a 3-coster or a 4-coster, whatever number it is, now you search your deck for the perfect 2-coster or 3-coster, right? And that does so much in making you able to respond to your opponent, as opposed to sometimes, the absolute despair of drawing a bad hand, sitting across from a Lou deck, knowing like, oh, if I don't win now, I'm going to lose in like 10 turns. And then just losing in 10 turns because you can't draw your right stuff. Like, this ability is nonsense. The big question is like, how many ways can you fire it? And it turns out there's still some ways. We lost Extract, but it's still here. There just wasn't enough room for the 3rd Svi in the 64 card deck. I mean, I think it was 69 cards, but like, I just find it. Trash to 1-coster, right? With Svi unban is R+ obsolete. I think there's a chance that R+ can do something. I think the deck needs to be a bit sharper. I think early on, people are either going to replicate R+ decks that we knew in the past, or just take like Epiphany decks and put them in R+, which Epiphany's ability is undersung. It's very, very, very powerful in a bunch of different ways. I don't think R+ is doomed. I just think it's going to be like not very easy to come up with an R+ deck that's more convincing. Maybe it's going to be meta contextual. I don't know. I think just like having strong economy and Anarch is like going to undo R+, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of those games. We didn't see any R+ on stream, I don't think, last weekend, or now it's 2 weekends ago, right? It's been a minute, huh? How's everyone doing? Mind you, this might be a bit of a shorter stream in general. The last couple days, my stomach has been pretty upset, and so I haven't been eating a lot of food. I haven't had a lot of food today, so normally we have coffee and a big lunch, but like I have to kind of keep it easy. So I've been eating like rice and bananas and apples and stuff and just water. So like I'm a bit low energy. Who knows how that's going to do for the stream gameplay, but we might just keep this one easy and like, take it easy for the sake of things, but we'll find out. Turns out 209 identity is powerful, 100% ban history. Is that the case? Well, no. What do you mean? We've never banned op. What other IDs had a tutor on it though? I mean, like Steve kind of got away scot-free, if you want to call Steve a tutor. He's never had any issues, right? This is, yeah, Twink shipping. It's largely plays out like an Ayuko deck. So the idea is that FUT can show up, and then you have fast advance from hand, and your agenda does do 2 damage, which is uniquely generally a Jinteki thing. But you have the ability to do 3 damage when, very importantly, when you score as Yef, it's an additional cost, which means you have to pay that cost before the agenda is scored. So if you trash anything to get anything with op, that card will see the scoring of SEF. So we've seen classically interesting ways to do that, like Tukana, powers that be, all that sort of stuff. But FUT is now the big thing, a big reason to do this. There's versions of this sort of like combo that I know I've played on the channel before with Vera, specifically to do big damage kills. And Vera is like the same influence and she's more expensive. But Vera is not a card that like warps the board state the way that FUT does. Because you still have to deal with FUT, because then FUT will have a counter, and then any agenda steals 2 more damage, and another next turn Aziev has 4 damage. And so like FUT is just what Vera wanted to be. As much as Vera is less about, you know, mass damage, it's about targeted damage. FUT is a bit more consistent for that and has better numbers. So FUT makes a lot of sense on this list. This deck does want to build multiple remote servers and actually ice up 1 or 2 of them. I'm not an expert at this. Mind you, if you want to see this get played, Leah and Cybershark were streaming, I think just yesterday. And so if you search like Leah Dahlia on YouTube, you'll find it. Also on Twitch, I'm pretty sure. But they played through a couple games of this, which is great. Editorial division. Oh my God, yeah, editorial division tutors. And it's like not really a concern. Yeah, I don't think that sentence makes any sense. Yuko Neb seemed like frontrunners for the few weeks of console unless something nasty gets unveiled. I think numerically that's what it looks like. I think Nebula is largely contextual on the runner side. Like the criminal matchup into op is not bad for criminal, and it's pretty good into Nebula. So like maybe make that make sense is always an interesting thing. The Shaper matchup, I can't tell. The Shaper matchup into Nebula is classically pretty bad, especially if you're playing something a bit slower that doesn't want to run every turn. But otherwise, I'm not 100% sure. I do think criminal showing up can kind of upset a couple of those. I do think the numbers of the odd matchup versus criminal is like pretty favored for criminal, or at least slightly favored to criminal based off of what the expectations are. We gotta start sending him care packages before he wastes away. Oh man, editorial might be really good when the card pool gets bigger. I'd be surprised. Editorial's the sort of thing where if it's good, it's like not interesting. Right, like the idea is like, is the editorial card pool ever going to be big enough that editorial is presenting, you know, forks that the runner can't play around? Like, oh, they can pull X or Y. I can only play around X, so I'll, you know, by definition get punished by Y. And I don't know if the card pool is that rich, and I don't think the card pool will ever be that rich. It just seems more so the way that I see editorial is like problem X just needs to be a bigger problem, right? It's not so much that I think editorial needs to be a toolbox. I think editorial just seems to have like a very linear game plan. If you do this, I will do that. And it's not so much I could do that or that or that or that. It's just the that needs to be a bigger that. Because currently the that you're playing around is like, oh, you will get oppoed. Turns out people can beat oppo. They can. I think the bigger thing is like their agenda suite is rough if it goes through. Like the crypto crash versus witch hunt is pretty rough. But like ultimately, yeah, I don't. This seems like it would be flexible. And it currently isn't. And I'd be surprised if a toolbox like card pool actually makes it flexible. Because a lot of the gray ops, black ops, and liability cards are like somewhat similar. Sometimes it gives you flexibility to grab ice, right? Or like, you know, grab your thing that removes bad publicity. But yeah, I don't know. This never was that appealing to me. And it's always presenting. This one seems more like a skill check on your opponent than it is on you. Like you're still in the camp of can I draw well, which is so funny. Like it's a tutor D, right? Like it seems like it should be op. Oh, you should be consistent. You can always get your stuff. But then so much of the game is decided by like, did you mulligan into Vulture Fund? Because like there's no good way to get bad publicity in NBN proactively in a way that lines up with like oppo research and your game plan of like public trail retribution or whatever the heck it is you're doing. So it's weird. It seems like it should have so much, but it's so defined by like, are their first 2 turns good? And usually, I mean, there's only 3 Vulture Funds. What are you going to do? Let alone you also need to have an econ card. So you're not just doing credit Vulture Fund because that's a pretty bad start. Hey, ahoy. Komodo, how's it going? I don't really use the internet, so I only see the stuff when I go upload a new episode. I'll respond in 1 to 2 months. I commented on Spotify your latest pod episode. Did you see? Oh, I didn't know you could comment on Spotify. That's wild. ED can do some bullshit things and go vulture, but that's not anywhere to consistent. Exactly, right? Like if it hits the Vulture Fund, wow, on turn 2, they're on a lot of money. And then they have the ability to have the 3rd Vulture Fund, which they can immediately do Vulture Fund into oppo. The question is, did they draw their Vulture Fund? And like, I don't think I like that. Last comprehensive tutor was Cabinessa Wu. Yeah, and World Tree, right? Like they're both banned. I don't know. Adding inconsistency to the card game is usually appreciated. The cards that give you that sort of consistency to search your whole deck are usually pretty powerful. And Op is. I'd be surprised if Excavator stays around until Worlds, but we'll find out. Squawk Damon, how's it going? All right, so let's talk about this list. So this was written up by Cybershark, who put together a nice list of all the like sort of chain things you should know. I do think a lot of people are intimidated by playing Op, and I think one of the best things you can do is actually like try to play it on JNet, because on Jinteki.net, when I trash a 3-coster, it just shows me a list of 2-costers in my deck. So it's not like I have to rifle through the deck or like write on paper what all my 2-costers are. I just hit the button and I look at it. Now, obviously, you want to be making, you know, good decisions to get to that point, but the idea is that like the training wheels of Jinteki.net are very good for you. I think they're a really nice way to play Op, and then you also don't have to hurt your wrist shuffling that much. This is the list. It goes from 5 down, right? There is some, I don't think there's anything more expensive than 5 in this list, but sometimes you see some weird stuff. A lot of it's ice. This deck has a lot of cool things where it has, you know, you on 2, you want a sentry and a barrier. So you have, sorry, a code gate and a barrier. So you have 2 things that end the run. Tracking what's in your hand and what's in your discard pile to shuffle back is also important. The weird things about this deck, 2 Mavirus. A lot of times you see 3 Mavirus, and I think Mavirus is so important in the Anarch matchup, where like purging and then getting tempo at the same time, like getting value is incredibly important. Let alone being a 3-coster that you can just trash at instant speed on the runner's turn, means you can get 2-costers at instant speed. So you run into the really awkward thing where like they, you know, and quickly install a boomerang and then transfer HQ, and you need to respond to that. I do think that's something that's going to be a learning on both sides of the table. As soon as somebody installs something that like makes it obvious they want to run, you should probably ask your opponent for any window, because in theory, if you like install a breaker and then last click run the remote server, your opponent can first respond by resing a Mavirus, using the Mavirus to get a 2-cost ice that you don't have an answer to, and shutting off that run. That is a very important line that's very ugly to play around. And Ob is one of the actual few decks that does present very, very weird timing in which ice can be produced at instant speed, which is not super common. So I don't think it's a huge headache, but I know Cybershark was talking about playing this on the weekend on Continentals, and there was an opponent who quickly installed something and went straight for a run, a very impactful run event, and then didn't feel comfortable purging in Mavirus at instant speed. Meteor, how's it going? I hear we're making JNet suffer. We are here to make JNet suffer. I don't know what you mean by that. Meteor, I wanted to say this, and at this point, it's now like weeks late, so maybe it's going to be less relevant. I know overall the deck didn't do you well, but the last time you were on stream, which I think was maybe for the Euro Showdown, and you got to play Criminal As against Op, I think it was one of my favorite Criminal matchups I got to see. It was so good. It was just like sick Criminal gameplay. There was like a transfer into nothing, like into HQ just to force a res, and it was like just a really great play. You did get blown up by the, you know, the horrible thing that can happen with like Stavka Afrone, and it wasn't the end of the world because you're so far ahead, but it was just like really, really refreshing Criminal play. So yeah, shout out to that. I didn't have time to talk about how good that was. Hey Eric, how's it going? The game was just because I played that matchup more than enough by Fabio. But was it was against like a Fabio-esque deck, right? Like it was against a big deck. I'm pretty sure it was a 69. It was really fun to watch. One day we'll chain down from 14. Yeah, the mighty BOAC going to go find the 13-coster. I made a bag of BOAC badges to hand out at EMEA. I'm doing good. Oh, you got the badges pressed. Cool. Incredible hydration, Andre. Thick jar. Yo, Chris, how's it going? Yeah, my stomach has not been good these last 2 days. And so like we are water maxing for sure. How's everyone doing? It was Williams on Fabio, Baserton's list. Yeah, it was pretty good. I first learned the new math purge into ice thing when I was playing versus Tuno pre-rotation. I called Banhar no server and immediately went to fetch a thimble rake. Yeah, that's sick. That's really, really good. That's an awkward line. I think this write-up, which is quite nice, talks about some of the weird timing stuff you have to do. Another really big one is before you score SEF, you have to ask your opponent if they want to do anything. And a lot of the reasons were if they have anything that happens at instant speed, again, SEF will change the matchup and like take cards out of their hand so they can't deal with it. But then on top of it, which was really kind of weird, is like also if they have a Trojan on ice and you trash the Trojan to ice, they can no longer use Simulchip. So that is not something I've considered. If they have a Simulchip, I'll always consider it because like maybe they want to respond before I score out. It's not usually likely in 2026. But the fact that you can threaten to trash an ice with a Trojan and then they can no longer use the Simulchip to flicker is like something that's worth asking. So I do think this deck does force you more than you'd expect to be like, hey, is there anything you want me to do? Or is there anything you want to do, excuse me, at that paid ability window, which happens a lot. I want to be very clear when it comes to scoring an agenda, putting the final advancement or advancements if it's done with a single action and then immediately scoring, you hold priority for that. So as soon as you take a basic action, there's a paid ability window in which the active player can do as many paid abilities as they want in like while holding priority, and scoring is a paid ability priority thing. Like it happens at that window, which means if you have the SEF with one advancement on it, you can say action. If they say no, then you can just go ahead and do a slash and burn, put 2 advancements, hold priority, score, and then something happens. So do just keep that in mind that you can hold priority. But again, you want to ask before the final advancement, because technically at the final advancement, you can ask to be nice because you kind of missed the last window. But yeah, just be careful. Need NG to come up with more cool uses for these coins ASAP? Yeah, that's true. This is so unfortunate. I mean, we're going to get to it eventually, but the H2 casual kit was announced and they have these coins, which we've seen these coins before. I'm pretty sure coins like this, I think at Worlds in 2023, but I don't remember, but they're meant to be Jiteki coins for marking your Melee SU server. Which, like, let me tell you, I don't know if this made the decision from the ban team to ban Melee SU harder or easier. I don't think these were conversations, but these are just cool coins. You can use them for the other band identity that cares about marking a server. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so that's, I mean, they'll be there and it's a fun artifact, but that is a bit heartbreaking that these were commissioned and a lot of effort went into these. They have made coins before. They're even numbered 012. Why? Why do they have 012 on them? The new CTK is so good. I'm so mad. Like half the crim cards this year are in CTKs. I mean, I guess we should just talk about this. This CTK you can get, I think now, right? Yeah. It has full art Doom Scroll, which is a great card. And then we have a full art Pinhole Threading, which shows the character who is on Clean Getaway on the Swift bike, which is meant to be Ken's bike, for a Pinhole Threading. I mean, I want to say the art is killer in terms of the world building. I find it interesting that 2 characters who haven't met, and like this is kind of close to the Ken jacket, but it's not the Ken jacket on the Swift bike. Like the art is really good. I'm imagining this is an Emerald, but I don't actually know the artist. Do they say? No, it's a Zafania. Oh, of course it's a Zafania. I find this strange though, because Pinhole Threading to me is like a super digital card. The idea of the name Pinhole Threading has to do with like stitching and embroidery and cross stitching, and that's part of like the heritage of I believe Sable has Ukrainian heritage and then some like, I don't know, Hungarian, I forget exactly what it is, but that is meant to be about that. Like it's a digital concept. It is a run event, which is interesting, and maybe this art has just poisoned me so much because every Pinhole Threading altered we've seen has been like very, very much digital. But I do think that's one of the big things about criminals in general is a lot of their cards are about doing the legwork, like going out and doing it. So it does seem like we're doing half an Akira slide and like kind of sliding in under this door closing, which is meant to be the Pinhole Threading. I mean, it's a sick art. It's really, really good. I find the disconnect between a digital card and a physical card to be fascinating. And then the coins are coins for sure. 012s for Psy game? Oh, ugh, weird. Okay. See you on the bot side. Hey, Eric. Have a kick-ass stream. Thank you. This isn't digital, though. Conversation did happen, but the art was sick enough to override narrative concerns. Really? That was a conversation, Brennan. That's cool. Yeah, I think you can tell that this seems to be like a door closing, and the character is like halfway through an Akira, bike slide to kind of get under the closing door. I don't know what this rod is. Like, what exactly is it that they seem to be bracing themselves on? Is the character doing the anime motorcycle? Yeah. I don't know if it's a sword drag, because I don't think Akira had a sword in the sword drag thing. But I assume Swift is CG's personal console, not Ken's, that since Ken is a doppelganger. But it has Ken's color and Ken's insignia on it. Red goes faster, by the way. Oh, camera froze. Am I still here? Yeah, camera just froze. Because like this has Ken's actual colors on it, which is interesting. It's not the Cure slide. No, it looks like we're going into the Cure slide. Okay, hold on. My camera is not good. One of these is me. It's a crowbar? Oh, breaking and entering, huh? Okay, deactivate. Activate. All right, we're back. That just happens sometimes, it turns out. Ask me why and I will not tell you purposely. Why? It's a great word, but it feels very wrong for measured. Wait, sorry? Maybe Sable will be unbanned next season for these coins, but I doubt it. Melu will be unbanned forever. You mean banned forever? I could see Sable coming back sooner than Melu, but maybe together they will be a yin to yang to answer all the problems. Mixing the soft and hard is really Netrunner though. See stuff like Boomerang and Tungsten Tailor being shaped a certain way despite being computers. Hey, Annie. Oh, totally. I have nothing wrong. Like, I agree. I think that's pretty exciting. And like the physicality of hacking is like such a cool part in general, but also in part of Criminal, right? There was a whole era of late FFG Criminal that was just the most boring. It was like every criminal card was like blue computer. And it was like, come on, really? Like everything was just blue computer, abstract blue computer. When we wanted to see cards like one of my favorite, Power Tap, excuse me, which shows somebody actually doing a thing. As much as this art maybe isn't my favorite art, the idea is the cool part, right? The question to ask is how good Deep Dive Sable would be in this environment? I guess pretty good, actually. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really mind, but I hope the Crim ID slot power level increases. Yeah, me too. And NSG understands a criminal needs some help for sure. They've had a cursed console problem for a while. OG Inside Job was the best for that? EDOC, yeah, it really was. The new Inside Job from Gateway, like, it's more of a reference card. But for those who don't know, this is the new Inside Job, which shows Gabe pretending to be arrested, which is cool. I mean, that's fine. But the original Inside Job shows Skovac, I think his name was, hacking from a toilet, which says, hey, listen, I'm not asking you to do anything dangerous. Just let me into the building and tell me which room has the weakest security, and please don't say the bathroom again, which is just like very good criminal fare. I like direct access. It's okay. It's meant to be somewhat similar, but it shows, yeah, I guess someone in a cramped vent, right? Like trying to work on a computer. It's okay. It just, you can't really tell what's going on. But yeah, they're in the ducts on the roof and keep crawling. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a criminal card though. And it's not a card we play. It's a Crim draft ID. Yeah, I think his name is Skovac. No, that's L's name. He has another similar name to Skovac. I do love this art, but I really wish it was on a different card panel. It just feels like such a weird choice. Yeah, it's a strange choice. It's a really cool card though. Finally able to join live again. How are you doing, Andre in chat? I'm doing okay. My stomach's a bit weird. It's been weird for a couple days, but hopefully it'll get better. Can I find the draft ideas? This is not going to work. Oh, Boris Kovac. Okay, that's wrong. It's Kovac. Yeah. Thank you, Edoc. Yeah, there were some draft IDs. FFG did 2 draft packs. One of them was just draft cards. The second one was draft cards with draft identities. Some of them were reused art. Some of them were commissioned art. And I'm assuming this art actually was like one of the old core set arts because it's from, oh, actually, no, Ralph Basner. Did they do the core set arts? Oh, no, they've done a bunch of arts. But Ralph only did, I think, the first identities. And then they changed artists relatively quickly. I'd say the original core set arts, besides Noise, are like kind of weird looking. But Ralph did art for a while. Like Modded was in the same core set. And I like the Modded human a lot better. Funny enough, also did Power Tap. But yeah, a bunch of these characters were drummed up for draft. They were only playable in draft. Jamie was very, very good. The other 2 were not great. And very importantly, the Wyvern was one of the only cards that actually made you care the fact that you cannot reorganize your heap, which is a rule in this game. And then eventually they're like, F it, that's not a good rule. Get rid of that. Direct access probably could have been a criminal card. Yeah. I mean, the theme is there for that, right? Okay. I need to hop out for like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. There's something, I'm baking some bread and something's beeping at me. And if I don't stop it beeping, it's going to be beeping at me for a while. So apologize. I'm just going to pop out for like maybe 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. Thanks for your patience. Sorry about that. What faction would the chair play? Shaper. Chairs can't run after all. Oh man. I'm a good mood. Had dinner with a nice cocktail. So it's good jokes only. All right. Thanks for your patience. Okay. So this is the list. We want to put FUT on the table. I do think there's a very easy write-up here of how to play this. TLDR, get the twink, be annoying, get the twink back. Lock in. Okay, let's give this a shot. In terms of the stuff we can get, we have 2 envelopments, 3 Maskarovkas, so 5, 3, 1, 2. We have an Afshar and a white space, so low on code gates, but usually Wayland is, unless you're playing Glacier. 3 Event Horizon, really good card, of course. A single Stavka, Tithe, and a Winchester, so we have a 4, 4, 1. 3 cost sentries are not real in Wayland. Sometimes you see some lists like importing a Boomy. I think that's really fun, or a Drafter. But that's it for us. Agendas, we have to score 4 agendas. Our opponent usually has to steal about 5, which is nice. And Let Them Dream is really weird in Ob because you shuffle your deck a lot, but I mean, we'll take it. And then we have 3 Antils, 3 Regulus, 3 Svies, a wall-to-wall, so a lot of money, as much as all our money's assets. Only operation is measured, and this is not a list that is on Basalt Spire, so once it's gone, it's kind of gone. We have Tomb of Iris to get the 2 costers. Big ones include Regolith and Holloman, which is super important, even Ice. And then we have Métropole Grid, which is a weird one that people seem to be pretty pleased with this in the list. So the 2 coster, and then you can use these credits to res ice and stuff in the server. Assets, not only, not upgrades, which is kind of fine. And the trash cost of the assets in this region are increased by 2. So it's an interesting card to get. It is a really cheap thing that protects itself. I think on the stream the other day, they were talking about this as being like the mana garm this deck has, because generally you're scoring out most of your agendas from hand with like Holloman and all that sort of stuff. So this is like a defensive upgrade, but only for your assets, and your assets do matter. So that's kind of cool. We're sailing tonight, so I'm about to try this deck out myself next time I can play. Yeah, we're not going to be here Thursday, so we're going to miss the deck list the week up, so we're going to do this. This write-up is so good. Yanton, yeah, it's quite nice, which is great. Please tell me the bread is okay. The bread is fine. It is currently rising again. It rose for 2 hours. Now it rises for half an hour. Then I have to put it in half an hour back into the oven, and then it has to cook for about half an hour and then 15 minutes again. So it's a bit of work. I'm traveling out to see friends tomorrow, so I thought I'd bring some bread, which is a nice little treat. However, then I'm leaving my partner without any bread, so I decided, like, wait, I should make twice as much bread as I intended to make today, which means, unfortunately, bread time has overlapped with stream time, so that was the worst of it. And normally, I'm just gonna have to pop out for like 2 minutes, not even, like 10 seconds to put something into the oven. But there'll be fresh bread tomorrow, Chris. The bread will rise again. I knew Lungi would find a home someday. All it took was 3 Regulus, the ability to tutor for them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ob is really good at that. There's like really weird cards we saw this last Continentals where it's like, oh, this is not a card that you would normally play, but when you can pull it out in the situation that you need it, I mean, obviously it's going to be a bit better. So let's see if my Métropole Grid stays and it becomes a quintessential Ob card. And that's the only deck we expect to see it in. Because obviously that card hasn't done anything. I think most people don't know the name of the text on it, which is, makes sense, right? Okay. Hopefully everyone else is doing okay. Rise again. I get it now. Now I understand. It was a joke. My teleprompter's down, so my eye contact is now chat is over here. I'm not sure why that is. Thank you. Yes. Baz. Okay, cool. Baz has some interaction points with us that are actually pretty favorable. On the basis that whenever we do Ob tricks or like we, purge to go get a piece of ice, Baz can respond to that. Thanks, you too. Baz is really good at threatening transfers turn 1. So that's fine. We have a hand that is weird. A single piece of ice would maybe go hard. Baz is not amazing at dealing with assets. So like we can put an Anthill, an Excavator, and a wall-to-wall on the table and just say go. If we get transferred, we can duck down to 1 credit, and then it's a 50-50 on the slash and burn. I guess we'll have another card. This is fine. You think Ob Myoshu is feasible? Yeah, there's actually been that grown a fair bit of Ob Myoshus. They're usually slower Glacier decks that play like bigger lists. If you want to see, Basserton was playing a list earlier this year. I think he's moved off of it, so I don't know what that tells you. But classically, not too bad at all. You just play very slow big money. Just triple install the Duck 5? Yeah, I don't think we can Duck 5. Well, we could if we put FUT on the table, but I want to protect FUT. Oh, that's a lot worse, actually. Like, I'm pretty fine ducking 4. The thing is, are we going to use the Svi on turn 1? We're probably not, so I guess we could do 5. These two kind of, overlap in a bad way. We could res the FUT and just say deal with it. I'm okay with that, because their hand is pretty soft here. I don't love showing where this is. If we transfer, we duck all of it. They'll end up with the tag, but they can deal with this and probably the Anthill if they transfer us. So we'll see how bad it is. I mean, this is not a good use of FUT. Ooh, Classic, now they can run it. or run hand. But like with 2 agendas in hand, running R&D here, you definitely want to run HQ after immediately they keep an open HQ. Maybe that tells you don't, but this is wild into a FUT. Okay, so they should take damage here usually. We at least get both of our triggers, which is good. Hit a slash and burn, no surprise. Let's see what they take out of their hand. Hermes and Copperbat. Hitting Hermes is huge. Compromat, whatever. But the classic makes it safe. So they didn't deal with the FUT, and now we can ice up the FUT. So we'll see if they regret not dealing with this while they had the money. All right, we'll res both of these. Wall to wall only gets 1 text. We probably will, well, we can see this card first. I mean, we probably need to draw a card here. Our money's fine. Yeah, our money's good. So icing up FUT is fine. They are only on 5 credits. Baz probably is playing Clean Getaway and Bravado. So transfer is fine as well. I think icing up FUT might be the most important. The Antil's also really important though. Like this is the sort of hand where I wish we had, what's it called? Hostile. Hostile would be really good here. The slash and burn we want to keep in hand. I think we can draw a double install issue probably. Excavator next turn could do wall to wall into Spin Doctor, which is fine. If the FUT goes down before we get our first Spin Doctor, I don't think we're super concerned. So I think the Antil might be more important. Okay. Issues, we can't duck transfer unless we put the Regolith on the table. So we could do Advent Horizon here and then this on server 2 and say no matter what, we're okay with it. Like, this is not a real threat. We'll find out. Could be triple install. Svi install for wall to wall into spin. Yeah, I think there's a chance that's what we want, but the Antil might help us here. But yeah, losing a FUT early, at least they don't seem to have economy. Won't be that bad when we get this spin. No worries. We'll find out. Okay, overclock. So they trade a card. This only gains them 2 credits, so it's not particularly great, right? Like it seems like you're making 3, but you did. I mean, you get the money in the run, so it's a bit better. It's click compressed. Antil's more important short-term priority. You can always find FUT. Yeah, exactly. This is way more important. And for 1, they'll definitely trash it. We're assuming they're on Pinnals too, because they're usually on Chesla's, because Chesla's really good with Barry. Sassy? Neat. Okay. So we don't really want to res that. Not using the best unban card. I mean, the Antil is really, really good for us. So we use the Antil first, which opens up the wall to wall, unless we search for a 2-coster that's an asset. Which here we probably like, I don't know, searching for a Regolith is fine. I think just getting an ice can make Baz fire on 2 credits, which is a bit ugly. Let's see what we have. Because I don't think we're firing our text anyways. We can go for the Bakota, which is kind of fun. We go for the Holoman, which is not that important. I mean, I like the Makota. Kessleroid's not bad too, but they fire their text. Kessleroid on HQ is fine. Sassing to Ob is so cursed. It's weird. We can also just trash this if we wanted to. I'll put this on HQ. Let's see if they Baz. This is the first Baz trigger. And mind you, it works whenever. It's not first time per turn. It's just whenever something gets rezzed. So here they can install a hardware or resource. Looks like they whiffed on it, which is really good. So we'll draw a card. We'll gain a credit. We'll place an advancement. Nice. Okay. So we can just score a green mail, but we don't have a huge reason to do that. Does the stream title mean we're playing Endurance versus Ob? Laura, I mean, some days you want that, don't you? Congrats also on this deck. This is really cool. This is our first game with it. So there's nothing I really want to push in the remote server. Like we could empty a Regolith. We can get the green mail going, but if we don't have any win score triggers, it's like not super compelling to me. They seem to want to run R&D. So like, I guess we have to ice R&D sooner than later. Let's see if this buys. And then we can wall to wall to a spin. So I guess we'll just put this on R&D. I can't tell. We can also make the Kessleroid a FUT, which is nice. Clicking for credits to hedge fund. Nice. Okay. So we res the Svi. We can get wall to wall for card draw and then make it a spin, which I think we just have to do tempo crimes. So this will draw cards anyways. We'll draw. Then we'll trash this to go get a spin, which draws. Okay. So this is good. We could ice up a hostile. At that point, they might give up on trashing assets. They usually don't have tech for that. We have a Regolith, which we want to work on slightly. The Svi is worth icing up, but I don't know if they have the money to contest it. So I think we can just do a couple installs here. I kind of want to ice up the hostile, but there's no way they'll contest it. Like maybe the Svi is more valuable. We can even just Svi the Event Horizon. We have no intention to res with a Saucy. They gained 3. Wow. Forgot about that. I thought it was 2. All right, we'll just put cards on the table. We can throw out the Svi in our hand, though, so we guess could just use a Regolith. They didn't run it this turn. We don't have an obvious Svi trigger besides this Event Horizon, but it's like installing a card is just like clicking for 3. I'll just take some money. I don't know. I don't love showing what this is. Let's see what they prioritize. Like, they've played 2 gambles so far. No clean getaways. No bravado. Just click Rego. Yeah. I think you just click Rego. Because it's not so much that we need the money on this turn. Not that we've res our ice, but it's more so that like this becomes a 1-coster instant speed, which is more important because if this becomes a FUT, we can just greenmail it. So like in theory, we could do like Svi into Regolith to greenmail FUT and just score it. Bravado, where are we going? Maskarovka. So they have 5 credits to install with. If we don't res this, they get a 6 credit. I'm pretty sure we're happy resing this. It gives us a res 3-coster so we can get Hollow Man at instant speed. They boomerang it, it's fine. It costs them money, so they spend 2 to get 1. We're not going to shuffle back with spin here. We're pretty good against singles. Need to play Netrunner again. I haven't acid spammed anyone in actual years. Is making me hungry for Boat. I mean, Boat doesn't always have to acid spam as hard as this is. Our deck has a lot of assets, though. Okay, so what can we do? We could. This Event Horizon is probably still worth it in a pinch. We can sell the Regolith, but I think we want to empty the Regolith because we want to res the hostile. So this might just be a really slow turn. Unless we top deck a slash and burn. Like you have to deal with the Spin Doctor. Because if they don't deal with the Spin Doctor, we can top deck it above the law and score it from hand. I don't think I trash anything here. Yeah, weird how that'd be. So we dig this one more time for 3 and discard a card. I mean, that's fine. Otherwise, we can sell this for 3 anyways and just lose a click in 3 to get the FUT next turn and set this up continually. Maybe we should have Svied the Event Horizon and put a second Event Horizon here just to get rid of this. If we would have been on 19. The thing is, if we trash this, we like lose 3 credits technically. We could put another spin on the table, but then they get contested pretty bad. I don't want to double ice this because I think this will be our FUT server. So like I think we ice the spin, which is super strange. I don't know if I'm worried about archives, like maybe Iru, but I'm not really worried about icing archives this turn. I think we'll just put this on the table to have a server. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're meant to do there. Maybe we're meant to click for 3 and discard something. But ideally we get FUT here and then score the hostile or greenmail and see what happens. We have to make sure we use the spin first though. To put the FUT back in. Probably the wall-to-wall. Ooh, red team. Okay, so icing archives was actually correct. Interesting. This is what I mean. Like they hit red team and smashed archives. There's a small chance we could respond to this like by using a virus into a purge, and that makes us so awkward. And no one's gonna play around that in op. So now getting ice on archives is important, which yeah, it's really important we get ice on archives. So we might not score out here. We might just put white space on archives. Regolith. Regolith becomes FUT, get a FUT counter. Yeah, that's probably good enough actually. So I think we do Svi this though. Yeah, that's better. So we'll put this on archives. We'll put another ice on HQ. And then we'll click this for 3. So next turn we can... Oh, yeah, we could have Svi'd it now. I thought we were going to get a FUT, but that's not right. We'd have to not ice HQ. But then maybe selling it was wrong. Because I think giving them 3 credits for an Event Horizon might be fine. It's a 7 credit swing, which is a bit ugly. The deck has so much agency. The 3 of us probably come up with 3 different lines of many boards. Yeah, I know. And well, like I definitely need to play this more to know it. And like we were talking about this earlier. Op gives you agency, which like a lot of corp decks don't give you. You just have to play your hand. Knick-knack, sick. Okay. So here we can start doing damage to hand. So if we draw an Uzief, we actually do a fair bit of damage. So we'll Svi the Regolith, 1-coster. We'll get a... Excuse me? Sorry. I mean, you could actually go for the powers and then use the powers to put a FUT here instead. Maybe it's not wrong. Sorry, undo turn. Sorry, I goofed it. Ah, we just drew. That's not right. Would you mind? We both have to do it, and that's because I need to shuffle the Spin Doctor in. Thanks. I have to do this first because we need this back in. We drew an OZF, which would have been actually pretty good, but I mean, the Event Horizon's probably fine. The wall-to-wall is a 1 of. It's nice to have a 1 values. Like, I guess we have another 1 coster. I'm going to go for the ice, but that might be wrong against this matchup. So then we'll do this. Search for the foot. It goes in server 2. Behind development seems pretty good. And then we'll just score out the green mail. No action that they can do, so we don't have to pause. We'll do the foot first. We do 1 net damage. We hit a class act from hand, which is good. That's a really good card to install while running to get your click compression. So we're on 24 credits. We're not on threat. And if we top deck any 2-pointer, we can slash and burn out. We're not really set up to go get a Holloman unless we have something in our hand and we want to trash a Maskarovka on R&D and keep R&D open. They have a gun, so break sentries. There's a line to fetch powers instead of FUD. Yeah, exactly. If we had another server, I think we would consider it. So we want to res this because eventually it becomes something. The advancement doesn't matter. It just unfortunately makes things confusing. There's not a lot of cards from hand that will deal with this because it has 5 subroutines, 4 of them being relevant. So Boomerang doesn't do it, but Underdome's nice. And now if we top deck an agenda, we can really hurt. Like we can do up to, what is it? 4 damage from hand? Underdome will put them on 6 cards. So if they draw a breaker, we can just hit it from hand. Mystic's gone? Wow. Did we lose 2 companions? No, just Mystic's gone. So are we going to destroy something? We can destroy the development to get a 4-coster. I don't think we're in a rush to do that. We can get rid of Kessleroid. I don't think we're in a rush to do anything here. That's not good. All right. So, slightly annoying. We've drawn none of the things we want. We could put a second hostile on the table. We could even put a slash and burn on the table. Behind an Event Horizon, it's not guaranteed because you have Revolver and then you can respond. This deck is on 3 Boomerang, so you can actually kind of deal with it. The second hostile is something we can res for gaining some money by trashing with Svi. So, I mean, we could put this here and then just like Svi it to go get a Event Horizon. I think that's fine just so that we're doing something on this turn. But unfortunately, we haven't drawn. So like R&D is the weak server here because it has all our 2-pointers. I think we would trash the knickknack. Probably. They definitely want us to make us res with Underdome. It's not something we can really play around. Looks like they're gonna go R&D, yeah. And this is a weak server. They can definitely capitalize on this. Just slab table you FUD and EH into Tinto Mask. Sorry? Yeah, this is a credit positive run for them. At least so far we're not resing ice, so they're gonna lose their thing. Oh, they just sold it. Okay. So, oh, they trashed an intel. We should have res the hostile. They probably wouldn't have trashed it, which is fine because we want to see an agenda here. But we definitely could have res this. So I'll res the new one. This will take a card out of the deck. If they install something from hand using FUT's trigger, like if we draw an Uzi if they die. So if they use hostile to install something, they'll die too. So we can get rid of this to make our deck thinner. We can get an Event Horizon or a Stavka. Both of them are kind of annoying. Event Horizon is bullets. I think we'll put that on R&D. Hostile works on installed cards. Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, good. Okay. So we didn't draw the win. Because there's 3 cards in hand, and if we have an UZF, it does 5 damage. So we put a slash on the table, we might have won. If we could have gone for the Maskarovka and trashed it for Holloman, installed slash. So we could have done 2 damage. 3 damage, but we couldn't have done 4 damage unless we got lucky. There's 3 UZF in here. Okay. Reading the cards, he hovers over. So for what it's worth, this card is a reimagining of an old card that used to have different text. And so sometimes they do get a bit, confused. Okay, that's good. I think this is the safest on, honestly, I'm not sure where. Probably on HQ. Because this gives us flexibility to score out many things from hand. We're weakened to Pinhole because we haven't iced this up. And this just gives us more card draw. Like maybe we should just put slash and burns on the table, but the FUT not doing anything is pretty bad. Definitely slab hollow table. Yeah, maybe we should just put it on the table. I don't know how risky we should be. Our opponent is not like checking the table, but they do have knickknack. So maybe this is where they're going to go for the development. I don't know. Notably, you can't move this to a new server, so we're going to have to destroy something if we want to use the Holloman. We can draw first from Antil. You can even trash. There's nothing to trash. That's it. Yep. Yeah. Super easy to read. Yeah, it really does suck that there's cards that can advance anything, because now this card has 2 different kinds of counters on it, which, like, good luck, I guess. Yeah, so it has 3 subroutines, which means a boomerang deals with it, which means maybe this was the turn that we should have iced it up. But if they go in and boomerang to deal with the FUT, like, the hostile will have text, which is good. Looks like they're going for it, so they're going to lose every card in their hand. In fact, if they install a card here... Oh, they're going to knick-knack +1 card. Yeah, so this might be a bad surprise for them, especially if they drew something good. I mean, dealing with FUT is right. It's a shame that we couldn't use FUT. We could have put the slash on the table. This gets trashed into an Event Horizon, though, which we can use that to end the run. So they pay 7, which is a lot of money. We have nothing at instant speed to crack this. Yeah. They broke all of it. Okay, never mind. Well, that's cool. What's the most different types of counters you can get on a card in Standard? I think it's power and advancement. I don't know if you can get buyer's counters. So we'll res this. So if they want to trash it, it's 2. They lost a boomerang and an underdome, which pretty good. They didn't let the envelopment go. They full broke it for the Kurapira counter, which I couldn't tell if that's right or not. But now, unfortunately, we don't have huge damage. We need a resed 2-coster, so we might sell the Kessleroid. Okay, so this is Maskarovka, Kessleroid, Holloman. So this is a very good run from them. I think we just res everything. If they break this for 2, they break this for... yeah, this is bad. We're going to lose the Holloman. This is only first time. This is a devastating run. I mean, there's a small chance they die to doubles to measured, I guess. Looks like they'll be on 3 cards. But they're going to have... we'll see how many credits they have after this run. They could bounce on this, but if they do steal, they go suddenly to 4. So they charge the Kurapira, so there's an envelopment, we can just get rid of it. I mean, yeah, if they hit an agenda, they died to slash and burn. I guess they could draw. Or get a credit. Both of those work. Okay, never mind. Okay. So they're not dead. They're on 4. So we can res the Antil for sure. So start a turn triggers. Hey, Seba, how's it going? So what can we do here? We can sell the envelopment to get a end the run, a 4-coster. We can even sell the Anthill to get a 2-coster. There's a chance that we want to spin Doctor here aggressively to get the Holloman and FUT back in. We want to sell a 2-coster though to go get something else. So like this Kessleroid is not worth that much. We could sell the Kessleroid. And with the Kessleroid, like, mind you, there's still 3 transfers in the game, but if we sell the Kessleroid, we can go get a FUT back. And with FUT, we probably do some damage from hand, which I think we just have to keep doing that. So I think we will sell the Kessleroid on HQ. And we put the envelopment to get a 4-coster on HQ. I think that's a line. Again, I don't know what we're doing. So we'll draw first. That actually could be wrong because we could draw one of the cards we want to tutor. You probably want to tutor first, but sometimes it's right. Then we'll envelopment. Oh, we can't envelopment both of them, of course. So I think we'll get rid of the Kessleroid. Oh, we need to spin first. Oh, I'm doing it bad. Yeah, we're meant to spin first. Okay, so we'll do it next turn. So we'll get an Event Horizon on HQ. I think that's fine. We'll see if they install something. It'd be funny if you bait them into that and they die to damage. Okay, so unfortunately we have no forward triggers on the Azyef. Next turn we're gonna get a 2-coster. We can just do Azyef slash and burn advance. There's no Hermes to take 2 cards out of the hand. But this is what we need to have. We had lethal a couple turns ago. This also doesn't bring us to threat, but I think it's good enough. Yeah, I mean, fine. Nothing they can do. This keeps their Spin Doctor slightly more busy, which is unfortunate. We have already fired Op here, so actually kind of bad. What are we doing? So next turn we have Svi to go get FUT and the Event Horizon server. We already fired Op, which we didn't know we were going to top deck an Azyef, so maybe that wasn't the play. So maybe we just get rid of the Kessleroid. Antil gets a 2-coster, Svi makes a 2-coster into a 1-coster. Good enough. We hit a window and a window. Actually, no. A window and a Physarum. Okay. Mind you, they're been shuffled. Funny how much Svi does for it. It does a fair bit. Our opponent is not respecting it, but with Hostile, they just want to send centrals. Look at our totally symmetrical. Definitely FUT. Oh yeah, here they can ask for a trigger because we could pop Spin Doctor first, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, running a Spin Doctor with Knick-Knack, I don't know if we would have responded to it. So we put foot back, and I think we have to put the slash and burn back. Like maybe the Holloman goes back. Keep Kess to get foot later. I think we can get Antil into foot. We have that line. Right, like we can fire Antil to get a 2 cost. Oh no, but then we fired Op twice. Yeah. Hey Itch, how's it going? I'm forgetting that fires Op twice. So maybe we should have just gone Antil into Holloman. I can't tell. I can't tell what we're meant to do there. They still have a bunch of transfers, which is to Event Horizon feels a bit bad. They have 1 click on the red team, but they're generally going to do a knick-knack run and sell this. Antil to Rego to Fut. Yeah, but then you just can't fire, like you fired Op twice, which is not something you should be doing. Like you can't. Yeah, exactly. It's a turn later, which is a bit slow. Oh, interesting. So this is a window of opportunity run. So they de-res the Event Horizon. We can spend 4 credits to re-res it now. They bypass the Mascarofa. Yeah, we don't have a 2-coster, exactly. Which is like why I thought I'd fire Antil and then fire it again, but that obviously doesn't work. So we could res the Event Horizon and stop this run. This run has technically 2.5 good hits. Spin Doctor hit is bad. Measured hit is bad. Slash and burn hit, they could die. They have no clicks left. They're in 7 credits on a card. So if they get in here and hit a 1 in 5 slash and burn, they lose the game. They have no card draw. If we res the Event Horizon, they could in theory install an Underdome or a Class Act, but we've seen 2 Underdomes, 3 Underdomes. So the only like tempo positive card install is a Class Act, which they could have. But that drops them to, yeah, I mean, if they pay 4, we're happy. If we res this, they have to pay 2 bullets. I'd rather res it for free, I think. I mean, it gives them more information. I don't think we're going to res this. Because again, 1 in 5 times this just kills them. So they actually paid. So they're keeping the Crew Repair counters. They hit the slash and burn, that's game over. So we're not going to res this because there could be tricks. They could install something that draws. So now they just died to measured. We're just not going to make sure we install ice. Like don't install ice. Yeah. Yeah, going from 2 to 4 suddenly is like a very, very sharp point. Good game. They had a Boomerang red team and Fazarum, so anything we resed, they would have died anyways. But yeah, being a bit too aggressive going from 2 to 4 threat is like really, really scary when you don't have good money. And their liquidity just wasn't exactly there. They played 3 gambles, 2 bravados, no transfers, empty to red team, yeah. Class Act could fire in the free res anyways, yeah. It would have to be Class Act or I think if it's still Stone Chip, we're fine. But Class Act is the one thing that we could lose to. I despise measure response. It haunts me in my sleep. I mean, you have to be careful around those breakpoints for sure. But like, you're like, oh, I'm not on threat. And then suddenly you're on threat is like what gets you. This deck is only on 3 measured and no like measured recursion. And we definitely could have played that a bit more aggressively. There was a couple turns that they were dead to the table, but we didn't draw the right stuff. I feel like every game ends with it these days. I mean, yeah, some of them do. It's like really hard that it's not based off of steal or trash. It's just based off of run. Because like you have to run to play the game. And they're a deck that's inherently run based. But like that run on HQ, I don't think was very high value for them. Like they're hoping to get money off of Saucy. They didn't. They paid money out of pocket and then they turned on measured. So it's like, it was totally in their court, unfortunately. Yeah, running last click is a bit scary, but even if they had 1 more click, they could have drawn. If they drew, they would survive. Like they had so many tools to not die to that. It's just like, it's very easy to get surprised by, you know, suddenly a threat 4. But yeah, threat 4 happens. If they were far behind, I think you have to start making those plays. Because also they could have trashed the measured, I guess. But at that point in the game, we've drawn through a fair bit of our deck. It's just like Op isn't better at drawing measured, so they're better at drawing other cards. Running last click makes the happy brain molecules. Weddy, how's it going? It makes the scared brain molecules. I mean, it tells me like, wait, this is probably not a good idea. I don't know. Does it make you happy to be like, this is a bad idea? I'm in. It feels bad when you play the game, which you have to, and then rip the agenda and lose. Yeah, but I think you're at the point where it's like, if you can't steal an agenda, don't make the run. Right? Like if you can't afford to steal the agenda. Oh, Mercury. That's going to be rough. Mercury can send it. Good thing is we have a lot of agendas. That's not a good thing. So Hermes, Mercury. Hey, thanks, you too. Mercury's pretty good. We have to ice up archives to some extent. R&D. Like we have to ice up all centrals and we don't have that much ice. It makes you feel something. Okay, so against Merc, they're not all playing transfer, so we don't have to ice up HQ. We can do hostile, anthill, ice the anthill. We definitely lose a slash and burn from hand though. My favorite RPG archetype is glass cannon, but glass cannon is like good positioning, right? I don't know. I think the hand can be worse than this. Okay, that's fine. So Merc, if they don't break subroutines, they get to see an additional card. So in theory, like a mask on HQ, it's hard not to break these subroutines. In theory, they could be on banner. We could put hostile and architecture on the table and just say like random. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna ice R&D. Ideally, this like survives, of course. Mercury dies to MR. I mean, potentially. Ooh, HQ mark, not what they want. Just so hard they can't hit you back. This fight will be one punch and it's over. Either it's me hitting you or you hitting me. All right, we'll res this. The reason why is it doesn't cost a lot, but most importantly, it plays around what's it called? Hermes, which is really nice to get your ice res. I don't know if I would have made that run. All right, we get an anthill. 2 daily casts on the table. So we have powers with Mavirus. Mavirus is really awkward against Mercury. If Mercury installs a boomerang, I mean, it's not super common to Mercury because it breaks subroutines, but you know what I mean? It's just like weird because this is an instant speed get stuff. We need to ice up the anthill. We can just put a powers, event horizon, click for a credit. It's fine. Mavirus on HQ is also fine because it scares our opponent and becomes a regolith, which is nice. So I don't think we have to put this on the table here. We could just click for a credit. Seems fine. Second opening. Okay. Getting the draw halfway through the turn. You don't see that often, but it's like not a terrible thing to do. Like filter draw from 5 or filter draw from 2 are two different things. Okay. So here they can do a 2 for 1. It's likely they go for the anthill. If they go for the Mavirus, we're happy. If they go for the anthill, we're happy because we get one of them. So this is okay. Okay. Good thing. On their turn, I think we just go get our money up. So we're going to just purge on their turn to search for the regolith. Oh, we could have gone for the Makoda. Oh my God, we could have gone for the Makoda there, and then they couldn't trash it. And then that would be a totally dead transfer, a pinhole. Oh, F, that's cool. I don't know if it's better than the regolith, but we could have gone for the Makoda. Do you want to res hostile? I don't think we can. We want to, because we res the hostile, we're stuck and we're clicking for credits, right? Because we need to have enough money to res the regolith functionally. Makoda, yeah, tell me about it. That would have been awesome. We're really weak to an HQ run here. Did you talk about the Jai situation yet? No, I have it open in another tab. We'll talk about it after. Pretty Mary running R&D seeing 3 cards. It is what it is. This doesn't work, right? That's the best agenda, arguably. Above the law is really good too. They are drawn. Okay. So they know, they saw measured and they didn't trash it. If we do Spin Doctor, we break lock. With Pretty Mary, we have to ice R&D every turn. I mean, we'll start with this and see what we get. Kessler is just perfect for the situation. They could do a run HQ and we could lose just about if they do like maintenance access or something. Like, can't play around Mercury. Just gotta hope you draw well. So yeah, that's okay. They have the money next turn to deal with measured. We only have 1. So I think we can do Kesslerate on R&D and then like put this into a new remote server because we need to have tempo when we score out. And then this turn we can easily Aziev slash. We'll trash the regolith, I imagine. And then powers the B can bring back any of these nice things. Hermes, Melandrisham. Okay, there you go. I mean, what are we meant to do? Yeah, so we probably lose the game here. So they're on 5 credits. We can't duck all of it. They're going to see 2 cards, Hermes bounce, and we're going to lose our money. Cool. Slash. Okay. Hermes makes the next axis worse, which is good. We have nothing we want to res here. Slash. Man, I don't care for Hermes, for Mercury. A lot of the games can just be like this. We didn't do a good job presenting stuff that they had to deal with, but like the game is now cooked. Reverse called shot. Melandrisham into transfer is wild. Like this card is really quite good. The fact that you can just make a run. But like, yeah, the game is kind of over on turn 4. Yeah. So now any run on R&D is like 3 cards. They could have ran HQ. Oh no, they only see 1 because Mercury's once per turn. But yeah, that's not going to be good for us. We've lost 2 slashes, so our fast advance capabilities 1 slash and then 1 what's it called? Thing. Melandregim now also has the worst text. It can break any ice in the format. It can bypass it. So like our remote server pushes are even surprisingly not good. We can't get a tithe because Mercury doesn't care about tithe. I think we have to trash the Pretty Mary. I think we get like the problems like FUT doesn't really matter. But we have to trash the Pretty Mary. For sure. We need to put ice on R&D and then we just like Regolith and hope. Oh. See, Glass Cannon would have used 2 measured response. One. And now they can afford to play around measured response because like they don't have to be running here. If they find an Eru, they'll send the Eru. But there's not much that they have to be doing because they're so far up on points. And without 2 slashes, like we can't really close the game out too easily. So like we have to play the whole game on a very, very narrow margin. And they always just send it. Like at any point they can send it and see 2 from HQ or 2 from R&D. They're probably on multiple Erus, I'm imagining. Or not Erus, Marys. Okay, backstitching. So this gets us a 1 coster. We kind of have to bait a run. Reprise into Spin Doctor is also like a terrifying thing. I think players are getting better at playing around. But in short, if you have agendas in archives and then they steal an agenda, you should pop your Spin Doctor. Because if they reprise the Spin Doctor, you lose the game on the spot. It's like such a weird interaction. Yeah, you see, now they don't have to do anything because they're so far ahead. And Compilation means they can run HQ and see all of it, which is going to get us sooner than later. If we top pick a slash, we have something? No? Okay. Let's see where this takes us. Tie the wall-to-wall FUT. We can go for a FUT, see what happens. I mean, like, we just have to make plays. Hopefully make things complicated. At any point, they can cup run HQ largely. Event Horizon will make it a bit harder. And the oven is really beeping at me, so. Cool. So this might force out the use of their thing. We can use this at instant speed to trash something. I don't think we need to. The difference between 2 and 7 still deals with the Melandregim. The only thing is, do we want to get more cards with Op? I don't think we do. So if they don't want to lose both of their breakers, they bypass it. If we res this, they probably will trash it. We could go down to 1 credit. They'll probably still trash it with 6 cards in hand. So I think they just get this. They're in 15. We force them to make a run, which is good. Reprise my buddy's doctor at locals and briefly live tear in his eyes still helps me sleep at night. I think our deck actually has a lot of agendas where like Mercury blowing us out is not super uncommon. Okay, so this is a reasonable res. Because either they use half the Melandregim. Okay, they are. So now we can't res the hostile, we just lose the FUT. They're down on 10 credits? Oh yeah, because they cup it. Okay. Both these servers are good. But like, I don't know how we get out of this because the only way we get out is fast advancing. And with 2 slashes out, it's really difficult. So like, we probably need Holloman, but we have to score 4 agendas, right? And there's a Hermes. So as soon as we score out, like R&D gets opened. Backstitching on HQ. So they could just send it and we could lose this turn. Luckily, we have 4 credits on Event Horizon. So we can always just like throw the Event Horizon, but then they don't actually use any of their tools. We can't afford to res this. Which tells them either it doesn't end the run or HQ is 4 credits. So it's a Winchester or Event Horizon. I don't know. I don't like that, but we have to take risks. So we're guaranteed to lose here because they don't have to break these subroutines. Like they can pay 6 if they wanted to. At least it's a face check. They can also just pay 3 and bounce. What was that? Oh, there's a backstitching. Oh, okay. Game's over. We have to use this Event Horizon. So we can get, they have 2 clicks left. We can get an Antil behind the Stavka on top of this fee. I mean, maybe that's fine. We could also just get a Maskarovka, which hard ends a run, but they haven't played an Estebrado yet, which is only like sooner than later. So I guess we have to put this on HQ. 2 Melandrogems are out, but no Estebrados are out. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, now we lose. I mean, like, I don't know what you're meant to do. If you flood, you're just kind of cooked. Maybe we should have drawn faster with the Spin Doctor and get this out of the game. But yeah, we can't play around this card. Good game. They see the whole hand. Hey, brutal. All right, I need to run for a second to put something in the oven. I'll be right back. At least that was only 10 minutes. Yeah, Mercury can really send it. And this deck has a lot of small agendas, so Hermes goes like pretty far. I don't know if we're meant to be more proactive there. It's like really easy to write off the Hermes games as like, you know, the way that they are. At this point too, now that we're on threat, is like the 3 Estebrados are like very strong, and we just can't stop any of this stuff. So if the agendas are in hand, you're in a bad spot. A lot of times these deck will hold the agendas in hand. If we didn't have an agenda there, like we don't obviously have the money to do double measured, and let alone they can trash these if these were in hand. And then I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. I'm not sure what to do. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We saw 10 points in the top. I mean, with Ob, it's a bit hard. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I just need to I'll put something in the oven. It'll just take like 45 seconds. 1 second. I wonder against Merc if we're meant to just put more agendas on the table and just say they look like assets, like in the early game, like uniced agendas turn 1. Because like with an uniced R&D, they're always going R&D for sure, right? I vote Dino Nuggets. Let's see Chair play Ob better than Andre. Chair's not that good though. Like Chair has an issue with making plays. It's a leaky. All right, Max Trell. Hey. So we have to go a bit fast. This Maggie is the 70 card Maggie Minstrel deck. This hand has a lot of agendas and not a lot of plays. So far, Hostile hasn't mattered too much today. Thanks, you too. So this Maggie deck is a bit inconsistent in setting up, but the biggest thing is it has 3 pinholes. And once it's going, it's going. So we do have Fut Maskarovka. There's not a huge reason for this deck to run HQ, but there's a big reason for the deck to run R&D. It doesn't have a lot of run events, but it does have illumination. So like we could do Maskarovka, Fut, and then just put a Castleroid on R&D, I guess. This doesn't make any plays. Technically, Event Horizon's better on Centrals, but I can't afford to res this if they make the play. So I think we'll just do this and say, like, what are you going to do, run HQ? This looks like an Antil, so maybe they'll contest it with a Propeller. We could res this, but I don't want to show it for 1 counter. Ooh, they found a good reason to run HQ. Did they mull? They kept, okay. So you definitely want some card draws. So they are running this. So at least we get a cheap Maskarovka, which is nice. This is usually not a terrible face check, but this is the worst case for them, which is a 1 credit res and gives us a 3 coster. So no Maggie trigger 2, which is good. Okay, wow, Regolith. So we could put Regolith on the table. I think we would want to do it behind ice. We can put 2 on the table. They definitely have an interest in running. So I think we can do this. We've shown, I think we just res this because we've shown that we don't care about it. Like, it's not an Antil, it's not a virus. So I guess we can now just show it. It'll hit a pinhole target. But now it means touching Centrals is a bit worse, especially because like incidental damage puts Maggie off of her text, which is really good. All right, looks like they probably won't run. Which we can just empty most of a Regolith. Maybe we just do 2 ticks. Ooh, pinhole. Okay. Fine. Opens up the server. So that's 1 pinhole down. There's 3 in 70, so what are you gonna do? Creative, no Maggie text. Interesting. We could do this again. They definitely have a reason to run. This might be an agenda. We also could just like draw out Spin Doctor to like get more options. It might have been better. I don't think obfuscating what this is. This looks like hostile architecture. which I don't think that changes their play patterns too much. It just disincentivizes them from running the regolith. The deck is on like 5 fractors, so the Maskarovka is like not the best thing to rush behind. They finally get Maggie. It's a lily pad, which is good for them. Okay, so we can do take 9, get a FUT back into the server. I mean, that's what we do, right? Above the law, no slash though. It's just shovels 1 FUT back. I mean, I don't feel good about that. Our other 1 coster is in our hand and the other 1 coster is in our hand. So I think we have to use a spin for this. I mean, like, I'm not excited about that. I think we actually put it behind the event horizon. I think we throw it to let them dream. I don't want to do anything with it. They do get it on a deep dive turn, which is sometimes concerning, but they have no reason to run archives naturally. Here they should run HQ. Like, we've gone through a couple cards. The thing is, like, the FUT is really good at protecting HQ. If we top like a slash, we can do slash above the law for a knickknack. The deck does also have environmental testings, which is good. We just always have to make problems our opponent can answer, which in the last game was the total opposite. We were responding to our opponent, which Mercury is one of the runners who's very good at doing that, as opposed to Maggie, which says whatever. Okay. Plongi is fun. It's worth purging. Especially with 2 Maviris, it's not that bad. Okay. But hitting a daily cast is also not too bad compared to Knickknack, because they work together. You got it. So what? All right, propellers down. They have in hand a Plongi. Okay, so we didn't draw our thing. We have an event horizon, Maskarovka, so if they want to run through this, we can go get an Afshar. So we can just push an agenda on the table, and I think I'm going to go for it. I think we just have to do something. Maybe it's the Aziev with the FUT to do max damage, but I could see us wanting to knock out any of these. So we'll just set this up. So they have to beat the event horizon, beat the Maskarovka, beat a code gate, beat a Maskarovka, which is a lot. Mind you, Maskarovka empties the whole propeller. Sandstone is something you could be playing as a one of to say like it's good against propeller. So we'll see if they make this run here. And then also they have to take 3 damage. So it's going to put them off Maggie draw. Oh, nice. They run this. Cool. So if we pop this, we can't pop this one. But if they paint this one, we probably don't have to be worried about that one. So they sell the telework. We'll res the event horizon. If they want to paint this and break it, it's half their prop counters, which makes this event horizon. Oh no, it's no prop counters. So I think we do crack this. Because now they're no longer contesting this, so we'll end the run. We'll search a 3-coster. It has to be a code gate, so we'll get the Afshar on server 2. Plongi's only once per turn. It makes ice into whatever type you want it to be. Currently in the format, I don't think there's any reason to make a non-fractor code gate or barrier. Classically, in older formats, there used to be reasons to give them weird subtypes. Oh no, that's not true. That's not true. There's reasons to make things destroyer or whatever laser pointer works on. AP destroyer. Powers can jam the next agenda, can even return the event horizon, which is probably pretty hype. Yeah, do you trash a daily cast or a knickknack? I can't tell. I think you trash the daily casts. Hey, Dajin, Tuesday stream, glad to catch this. As I think Op is now meta deck. It is the thing for sure. DZ to get Maggie here. Sadly, Palongi's an Ombo with laser pointer. Oh, is it a win and counter thing? Oh, yeah, I think you're right. They have definitely have the second KK. Daily cast is even better. Yeah, I'm tempted towards the daily cast. The deck is on 3 knickknack. We're not giving them huge reasons to run. All right, so they have a simulchip Plongi combo. We'll res this. Oh, I shouldn't have shown that yet. I should have said advance events action. Should not have res the above powers. In theory here, they can simulchip if they want to draw with lily pad. But like, this is why you ask. So then we'll do score. We'll trash the FUT first for info. So we'll do all the damage we can. We hit a illumination, DZ, and ritual. So good hits, especially the illumination. Sorry, the ritual for hand size. Both the law knocks at the casts. This is disgusting. We can add a card into the remote server. So a Let Them Dream forces us to score it out, which I don't particularly love. We can get an event horizon on HQ. We also can protect the FUT. Just protect the FUT. Let's protect the FUT. I mean, what else are we doing? They have 2 more pinholes. And we can table the Aziev next turn. Powers is a really messed up card. We have not been playing enough of it. Def Rego only have 7 credits. I mean, we have a Svi. Maybe it is the Rego. But our deck has a lot of money in it. I think that the FUD can easily go down this turn. Sell the apple, so is a +1 credit and a card for a click. Not bad. Oh, I guess it's 2 because of DZ, right? Not successful run, no steal, no trash. But their money's not there. Again, if you want to use knick-knack and just play around making successful run triggers, just jack out. Even if there's no ice, you're allowed to jack out. Oh, that's good. That's a good recovery. Okay. So this goes on the server. This can do a lot of damage, but Nuka means hand size won't be a problem. This can be contested with. We definitely need money. This can make things into things. And then I think we just click for credit. We can get another ice on the server. Like icing up the powers of the B is like kind of reasonable. This server they can deal with the simul chip. It's a bit expensive and they take the FUT down, but like I think it's a reasonable trade. Like we just have to force them to deal with our stuff. Otherwise they're just going to continue to set up and you don't want to just let Maggie continue to set up. So we either click for credit. We're going to need some money. I think we just take a money. Svi is going to give us money too though. We probably Svi the Maskarovka to get I don't know actually. Tithe on power. Yeah, I don't know if they'll deal with the powers. Like the one thing we could do is ice the powers for sure. They ran it and jacked out, so like maybe they're not interested. Maybe this turn they'll be interested in. I can't tell. And maybe just like icing this up means eventually we'll play around Pinhole better, but it's hard to imagine that we play around Pinhole. Yeah, I think icing the powers is fine, but like they just ran it and jacked out, so I don't know if they're going to deal with it this turn. We have to remember they can always simul chip for Coalescence and then sell it, so they have a clickless like, or one click gain 6, which is pretty good. But we'll see. And we're going to be on measured threat maybe this turn. Okay, Muse Coal run. As a general question, do you plan to do some new player videos as your deck building 101 series? Assuming you get the time for it at some point. Ooh, Cup. Maybe the powers is going to get contested or there's a pinhole here. I don't have hard plans to do that. I probably should. It is the last pinhole, bummer. I probably should be. I don't have anything like really scripted that I'm working on. Like System Gateway and the 101 stuff is good. I know that Neon Static put out some gameplay stuff. I think the next thing I'd want to do is gameplay stuff. And not that if Neon Static did it, it's not that I shouldn't. But like a lot of the deck building stuff is there. Making videos is hell hard. I mean, it is hard. It's a lot of work. The thing that always gets me, which is so upsetting on this channel and many other channels, is like the amount of effort versus content and satisfaction I put into a video versus live stream. It's like a 7-to-1 ratio. It's so rough. It's like I can hang out and spend a whole day doing a stream and we can play a lot of games. We can learn a lot of stuff. It's not for everyone. And then you put like 8 times that time and effort into a video and it's like comparable. Yeah. Okay. So they have FUD. He's stolen on a stack, on a tall stack. This Muse actually will be pinned down on the compilation on the knickknack, which is cool. They sold the lily pad, reinstalled the lily pad. That is good fun. I mean, you can do that. So we can always trash the powers to go get a spin doctor here. We can trash the Afshar to get a 2-coster. We could get a Holloman to score SEF with a click left. But I think we want to just not use Svi and use our Holloman text on SEF. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. Sorry, I can give you my decks to explain how not to deck build. Is why the peak content is tier list slop. It kind of is. Like it's fun. It's easy to make. Jeff and I will definitely revisit our tier list when Worlds like Continentals is done. Just get our boy back. We can't. He's our boy's trapped. Our beautiful boy. I mean, we could just score the SEF, trash the Afshar, use the Afshar to get a Regolith and say go. Man, I wish this card had a ransom theme way more than it has this like shaper theme. It would be so much more fun if this was a digital ransom. I mean, that's fine. I'm going to ask for action here. What about now? I mean, if they didn't do it on the first, they probably do it on a second. Okay. So I think we'll trash the Afshar. 2-coster. We can get a Regolith or a Holloman. I mean, I think we need the money. This server, mind you, is occupied, so we have to put it here. ZF will take the damage. We hit a Revolver and a Muse, and mind you, hitting Breakers from hand sometimes just makes them more powerful. Oh, we had another Regolith in our discard pile. What are we doing? Maybe that wasn't the play. We can get a Holloman, though, for the Let Them Dream and just score. So we can put the Let Them Dream in server 1. I mean, we're happy if they steal it. I think that's fine. Play Retribution to shoot the cup. Hey, middle class. Been thinking of getting back into NR a good time. Asking it here because I already know what the likely answer would be. Yeah, you know the answer. World Championship is just in a bit. It's in Montreal if that's like local to you or close enough. It's a really great time to come, even if it's your first tournament. There's a lot of folks I've talked to that made Worlds their first tournament, and it's like a ton of fun. So I would say yes. The meta is relatively fresh. It's also relatively small. We had measured in hand that was lethal Holloman for his F into MR. Yeah, that's always a good threat, is that you can score into the last click, which is, I've died to that many times before. Okay, so we res the Event Horizon. We go down to 1 credit. The Regolith probably gets cooked regardless. This forces them to use a Palangi prop or just Simulchip for a Revolver. They're over MU if they do that. So I think we just trade the Regolith. Personally consume the streams because the parasocial hanging out is fun, but your edited videos are top tier. Thank you. That's very kind, Yvonne. Like, the videos take a lot of work and they're satisfying for sure. And a lot of people get into the game through the videos, not the streams. So like, they're worth doing for sure. I don't think we can afford to res this. Our money is bad. Spent ages working my tier list, had to source so many pictures of reptiles. It does take up some time on the back end to set it up. Okay, so we can score at the Let Them Dream. It's very expensive, but we can get to 6 points. In theory, I think we just let that chill, and then if we top deck a green mail, we can go for it. Your tournament kit, if nice, if the coins said both Melee and Sable are banned. Yeah, unfortunately, every identity that can use the coins got banned. Okay, Gamble, no Maggie on enough credits, so they had to play around that there. They also have Simulchip into Lilypad, so if they're on 3 cards, they can put themselves on 4 cards, which is important. I could see us powering Svi power it for Spin Doctor here, because we just need money and card draw. Okay, so we can ask for action. There's nothing they'll do, but they can pay all their money. Hey, video dopamine is so delayed compared to the media hit of booting upstream. Double, you know it. You know it. But it's also like I can learn more faster. Like, so much of Netrunner right now, especially for Worlds, is like figure out more about the game. Like, I'm always want to push myself forward and learn about the game. And it's harder. It's much harder. Wait, do we have lethal here? No. We can score the SEF after measured. Like, maybe we tempo measured? Like, they're going to charge one of these. The Svi is a bit much. We can ice the Svi. I should try this sometimes, hearing a lot of good things about people who do it. I mean, it's mixed. It's a mixed bag. You can talk yourself out of stuff. RBDM mark? Yeah, there's still mark cards in the format. So this server is fine. If he steals it, it's okay. The big thing is we want to just force forward the game because of measured. Our deck has 3 slash and burns, 2 green mails. So like we can score relatively quickly from hand. I think icing up the Svi is probably worth it because we have the Mask into Holloman play. It's just very expensive. I wish we had something more. I think we just need to keep them busy. So I think we just do new remote server, ice Svi with a tithe, click for credit. I don't like the click for a credit line. I don't want to advance this. It might be right, actually. Content creation, easy to hard orders. Definitely podcast, stream, video, written articles. I think podcast is a bit harder than it looks. At least if you like edit it good. But then you have to do the publishing, actually. I know you know the publishing. The publishing's hard. You have to like play a game where you put books on shelves and you have to like make a thumbnail and stuff. Yeah, the coins are made for side games too, which we have a couple in the format. Okay, so that wasn't a great turn in terms of like presenting issues. Svi is not unique as much as Op is unique, but you can always just like Svi to go +6. But this turn we can Svi the Mask to get a Holloman, and that just means we're on win from hand territory. At any point, he can cup hand, which means the measured probably goes down and the SEF, but we'll find out. Book hardest. Making podcasts is so hard, nobody else should even try it. Man, I always have like a podcast itch to like just have a place to talk about Netrunner, which is a weird thing to hear from someone who like sits and talks about Netrunner more than most people do, right? Are able to do, which is great. But it's different when it's gameplay. Like just sitting and talking about Netrunner is like usually half of our Tuesday streams, so I don't have to do it. Side games in the upcoming set confirmed. I wouldn't say confirmed, but like they're there. They're part of the game. All right, let's see if they throw the FUT at us. We'd like it. Give us a FUT. Give us a FUT back. Give us our friend. Thank you. White space, envelopment, measured. I mean, the measured's bad, but we kept the SEF, which is good. They can deep dive, mind you. They generally need a click gainer, so this deck is on 1 Hano, 1 Pichachon, and that hasn't shown up yet. I'm only decent when working from a script, so I can cultivate unhealthy parasocial relationships I so deeply deserve and desire. All right, overclocking to the tithe. Fine res. I'm not concerned about this res. Not a super high value. Oh, I guess they use the Azamet, so this is a higher value. So they're painting this. Yeah, our boy's back. Our beautiful boy. It's weird that's a clone. And we only have one in our deck. I feel like we should have put all of them in it. The Svi is actually going to cost a credit. Again, you have to watch out. Lily Pad Simulchip means that they're on a bigger hand size. So measured is dead, but we can get measured back. We can also spin Dr. Svi the Tithe. What do we do here? There are 9 credit, 2 cards. Unlikely we have lethal, but it's possible that we have lethal this turn. We have to res a Svi, crack the spin doctor. I think I'm just going to start doing things. So I'm going to put the FUT on the measured back. Then I'm going to res the Svi. The Svi is going to sell the tithe for another spin doctor. Okay, we didn't draw double measured. I mean, that would be sick. Score Let Them Dream. I mean, that was another option. It's just to score this. I'm not excited about that when we have Slash and Burns and Aziev and they're on 2 cards in hand. 9 credits. I think we just keep presenting issues. They have to think this is something weird, and it is because it is. We don't have enough money, unfortunately. I want to get a res 2 coster, so like putting this on top of this fee is pretty fine. We also can use Event Horizon to get a 3. 3 can get a 2 on our turn, so we can score this out with a Holloman. God, we have so much agency. So much agency. In NR, you're likely to meet your viewers, so it's kind of just normal social. I mean, sometimes if you're lucky, you get to meet your viewers, right? Like a lot of people don't travel to events; they just play Netrunner because it's cool. Server 2. They should run HQ. They just cupped us and missed. I'm gonna ask for action just to confuse them. Like, there's no action that makes sense. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not like you'll crack a lily pad to go to 3. Okay, I like this. I just can't afford it. This can become a 4 coster, which is not super relevant. But you can always just trash it for 3, so putting on the table is fine. They don't have an easy answer to Event Horizon, so we do Event Horizon into Code Gate. That's tricky for them. So I think we just do that. Something like this. That is a bit odd when you're talking to someone who knows way more about you than you know about them. That is the thing that happens, right? Like people spend, you know, maybe dozens of hours watching your content and you're friendly enough. They listen to your podcast. And so like they feel like they know you and you don't know them. It's not like an issue, but it is like the weird thing about the relationship that the internet can make sometimes. But that being said, it's always nice to meet people. I'm good at parasocial relationships. I will ruin my life if you want. Thanks, Weddy. I'm good. I know Weddy in person for those who don't know. All right, spin contest. So this gets the Azuma down. It's our last spin doctor. And we also have our powers that be in the bag. So this contest is actually pretty smart because it means that we don't have access to our stuff. We don't want to res a hostile to go down too low in credits because scoring out is actually like takes some money. So I think we just let this go. I mean, it doesn't use real credits unless they're going to do the excavator this turn. They did sell the Plongi too, so I think it was empty. Maybe it wasn't. But we can shuffle back powers and Rego. I don't know if we need to. Clockwork, you okay? My wife doesn't like it when I wake them up and ask action at a contest. Oh my god. Action? I mean, the Azuma credits don't go that far this turn. I know. No, actually they do. I think we'll let them have that. There's no way for us getting it back, so maybe it's silly that we don't use it, but I don't want to draw these cards specifically. We have one more regular 3 Antils, so the deck has money, but the Svi is the biggest money we have. So weird advance in having people never know who I am. Yeah, right? Ooh, Hannah after. Okay, Hannah for the Svi, so this is good. Now they're getting the cup. Okay. So we lost our cool combo line. Mind you, hostile doesn't work against cup, so there's no point in resing it then. So they're threatening a deep dive. We could res the hostile to get a 4 coster on HQ, or on R&D more accurately. Otherwise, we have to trash the Maskarovka, which this has just been sitting here. This we need to trash to get a Holloman, so like it's kind of hard for us to close this. I think we just have to top deck a green mail. Well, that's good. So I think we just score this, do some damage, hit the deep dive. We can trash the hostile res to basically pay 1 for an event horizon. I mean, that seems reasonable. Oh, there's no action they can do. This is fine. Winchester on HQ is also annoying. I mean, we have a good chance of hitting the deep dive, yeah. Oh, like, I don't know if we want to go. We're destitute, which is the biggest issue. So, like, maybe having protection on HQ is good. I'm not too worried if they cup to let them dream. So I think Event Horizon on R&D is fine. It plays around Illumination too. We hit a Simul Chip and a Daily Cast. One of those is a good hit. I have a gigantic BOI plush that's magnetically attached shoulder. I mean, yeah, that was easy to tell. Would it be considered poor sport if you asking action every turn to intimidate, or can you hide it behind just making sure? No, so a judge would talk to you to be like, don't do that. You're being weird. There's no reason to do that. Most people just ask when it's relevant, and you kind of know where that is. So if you're just doing it to be a dick, you're being a dick. Envelopment, Regolith, we're going to lose that maybe. Masquerovka. Okay. So we're still playing around measured. At least he has no points still. Yeah, you'll definitely eat warnings for that. Yeah, I don't do that. You're allowed to do it when it makes sense in context. Like if you want to pretend you're a measured deck, you can ask like action to see if they'll like pop a Simul Chip to Lily Pad draw, even if you're not a measured deck. That's totally allowed. But asking for an action all the time is like not great. Oh yeah, right. That gets us. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Hey, GG. I top deck that. Got lucky on that top deck. There's 2 of them in the deck, and that's like why we have to score 4 agendas for sure. Yeah. Every cup missed a single agenda in hand. Yeah, tactical. We haven't seen these in a while, but there's 2 in the deck, which easily could go from 6 to 7. Yeah. Thanks again. Yeah, Leaky plays well. Ooh, I almost spilled a lot of water. Asking for cards in hand on a non-kill deck just to keep them on their toes? Oh, I do that all the time. I think you just should ask. I think understanding how many cards in your opponent's hand is super important. It's like very, very, thanks you too. Right? Like playing against Maggie, asking about cards in hand is important. When they run a remote server and I want to know how many cards you have in your hand to understand like what's the context of this turn. When they end their turn on 1 card in hand versus 5 cards in hand, it doesn't matter if I'm a kill deck or not. I always ask cards in hand. I think some people don't care about it, but it's like such an important heuristic. Generally what your opponent can do is predicated by how many cards they have in hand. Always ask for cards in hand. Let alone also not uncommonly people pass their turn with 6 cards in hand. Yeah, no, it's basically part of my turn start, even if the deck doesn't care about it. Specifically, if you're playing a deck that looks like it'll care about it, then you should also ask. But like, it's just an important thing to ask. It's like knowing how many credits they have. We have an NANPC Pittsburgh who watch article if you're down to Shout Out the Stream tournaments this weekend. Yes, but I need to put on the back of the queue. So hold on, let me just open that because we have some stuff to talk about. Okay, so stuff that is going on that you should know about. Firstly, EMEA Continentals in Nottingham. The nice folks running this reached out to shout out some stuff. And so we're going to be showing some alt arts. I don't know if this is the first time these are shown, but if you're not familiar, EMEA Continentals in Nottingham is at the end of the month. It's on like the 28th. So, or 21st. Wow. So it's around the corner, not this weekend and the next weekend. This is going to be a big event. My guess is the biggest in-person Continentals. Up here on ABR, there's already like 100+ players going, which is like not uncommon. Europe does travel a bit better, but it's going to be a massive event. And this is sick. It's really great. It's going to be a huge event. There's a lot of other stuff going on. So there's Crown of Servers, a judge organizer exclusive tournament, which is wild. I don't exactly know what this is, but it's only for organizers and judges, which they don't often get the time to play. So that's kind of awesome, as much as this is like not for everyone, obviously. There's Startup, Eternal, Pawn Shop, and Classique. I've seen some Classique decks just posted recently by Cobra. I'm assuming these are going to be the same ones, but I'm not 100% sure. If you don't know, Classique is basically a fixed deck format in which you pair these matchups that are from the history of the game. So you'll given 2 decks from like 2019 that are meant to be interesting matchups, and you just play those decks. It's really cool. People have been doing this tournament. It's nice. It has a cap of 32 players. Get involved for sure. First time the high reses are being shown. Oh, very cool. Okay. Also, Pawn Shop is a really cool tournament in which you can only play with the cards that are ranked in the bottom half of Trash or Busto, which if you're not familiar with Trash or Busto, it's a website Jeff spun up many moons ago that just allows you to see 2 cards and you just choose which one's better. And then obviously algorithmically, it tells you which is the better card. These are the total rankings. So the best runner card of all time is Temujin Contract. The best corp card of all time seems to be Astroscript Pilot Program. So you're required to play only cards in the bottom half, which I'm not sure where the breakpoints are. I hope they're here. But like you can enjoy your Condi Plaza corp deck and stuff like that. Does Netrunner have a Judge Tower equivalent? No, it doesn't. But I remember hearing something that was kind of like that. I think it has to be like you have to play a triple tree deck, world tree deck, and you have to fire every trigger. Hey, Damian Kubrakovic, how's it going? This is sick. Anyways, this is awesome. This is gonna be a killer event. If you're not familiar, again, I do want to say this. If you're intimidated because this number is big, that is actually the best reason to go to your first Netrunner event. If Nottingham is around the corner for you or a bit of a travel, this is going to be a huge weekend. And again, the more players there at an event, the more likely you are to run into someone who is at the exact same skill level as you, right? These are not invitationals. These are casual tournaments. Well, they're competitive tournaments, but they're open to everyone. So there's half the people in the room, if not more, are just there because it's a fun excuse to come out and hang out and play with people. So again, I promise you, if you're watching this, you do just want to come out and enjoy this. I don't know what the tickets cost. They should be available here, available now in whatever the British pound costs. So 35 British pounds, I think, for the whole weekend and maybe all the side events. But it's all up here. And the prize support is great. Firstly, you get the Continentals prize support from Null Signal Games, which is not included here, but you've seen it. It has the Class X and the FUTs, which are really quite nice. But there's two prize supports that were commissioned for this. Now, Ish might be able to tell me how you can get these prize supports, but let me just show you these. I have a thing for this, 1 second. So the first one of the two is this card, which is a Let Them Dream from AIMS, which is really quite nice. It's a Let Them Dream that shows, I think this is a building, maybe in the UK. There's some cool Netrunner references, obviously Jiteki and NBN, but you also have Sunny's security. What are they called? Not Security Nexus. Access, Global Sec. The Global Sec building is behind this bank here. One is a main event and the other is any side event. Oh, perfect. Ish, is this the main or the side event one? I like the stars a fair bit on this one too. And this is a card that I think a lot of people do want an alt art for, considering they have a bunch of them. It's the Nottingham Town Hall and Left Lion. Oh, sick. Okay, hold on. Nottingham Town Hall, which looks like this. Wayland's missing for a reason. Lovely building. So you can see that there. And the Left Lion, which I've never been to Nottingham. This is the Nottingham Left Lion. Has a really stern looking face, and that was nailed there by AMS. That's really quite great. That's awesome. Very, very cool. And then the second one we have, give me 1 second. I have to do a thing here. Is this Creative Commission? This is from Zoe Hope from the Tag Mill, who is part of the Tag Mill collective. I think it's like maybe 2 artists that do great stuff. I'm actually wearing a Tag Mill t-shirt right now, funny enough. And this is a Creative Commission that shows, I believe that's Arasana, because you actually can read some of the details on the wall. And one of them says to call her partner, working on a mini figure of some sort of figure. I can't tell what the figure is exactly. It kind of looks like the telework contract kind of bots, but I'd be surprised if that's the case. Perfection can be simulated. She made room for something human. So this is a really nice Creative Commission, which again is another card that's relatively staple, at least in standard. I don't know if this is back in startup yet. It might not be, but lovely. And you get to see the art outside, which might be the Nottingham City line. There's a Frogs to Def Ari. Yeah, definitely Ari. If you can read the stuff on the wall, let alone, you know, the nice trans flag there, I do think it says to call the name of the scientist. I forget. It's a nod to the Games Workshop, who have 3 HQs in Nottingham. Oh, right. Very cool. Yeah, Games Workshop is one of the biggest like UK gaming companies. Apparently they have headquarters in Nottingham, which is sick. Beatrice, yes. I think it says call Beatrice on it, if I'm not mistaken. It's a bit hard for me to see my preview monitor, but I got to look at these in full, which is great. These are lovely. Fantastic price support. Always awesome to see. And mind you, both of these players are local, or the artists are local to the UK, which is sick. But if you want to grab these will be there. And it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. So it's just around the corner. And it looks like it's going to be a killer event. The UK events have been fantastic. So huge shout out to all the folks who are organizing this. We ran a Continentals here in Montreal last year, and it takes an absolute village to get this stuff done. So I have no doubt it's going to be a great time. And yeah, that's going to be great. The other note, it says get into the groove, and the poster is the EMEA roller derby. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I read the get into the groove one, but the roller derby is the one with the art on it, which is great. There's a roller derby ad with the EMEA dates. So many nice touches. Very, very cute. It's also awesome to see, you know, that stuff. Once you see it in person, it's going to be something special too. Perfect. That's just in 2 weeks. Give me 1 second. I need to pop out for about 10 seconds to take something out of the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, maybe a nice transition, kind of related, but not necessarily, is I'm out of breath. I ran from the kitchen. Of course you're out of breath. So I'm going to read an online note. This was shared on Discord, so this is not going to look very pretty, but the idea of the note is important here. It says, help get me people to Worlds 2026. Sick. Heyo, friendos. So this is a note that I got shared by Jai. If you don't know Jai, our people's champion. Jai is a fantastic Netrunner player who plays out of APAC, and Jai is, really great. And for a while has been doing coaching lessons and been teaching people how to get better at Netrunner, which he's very well equipped to do. Very out of breath. So my name is Jai, and many of you might know that last year I ran a very successful coffee campaign, this used to be a hyperlink, to crowdfund my trip to Worlds 2025 by offering replay review sessions to donors. Thanks you once again to all those who contributed. This year, sadly, I won't be attending Worlds, but I still want to give back to the community that's been so generous to me. To that end, I'd like to give people an added incentive to help send other people to Worlds like they helped me in 2025. Over the past year, I've been offering Netrunner coaching services to interested people as a way to supplement my student income as a rate of 50 per session in Singaporean dollars, I think, which is about USD $40. For the duration of the Continentals and pre-Worlds period, I'll be waiving the fee completely and providing one free coaching or replay review session to anyone who provides proof of purchase of the Run Together 2026 alt art pack. So that's awesome. If you're not familiar with this, we showed these on stream just on Thursday, as much as this was announced last week. But Run Togethers have been a long-standing thing. It's one of these. One of these? This one. Which is basically an alt art, community pack alt art that is totally nonprofit, where people, commit their arts to this. And the money that is collected from this helps get people to Worlds. So if you're watching this and you're thinking like, oh, I want to travel to Montreal in October, but I can't because it's slightly too expensive or very much too expensive. No matter what your situation is, this is why All Run Together has happened and has happened now for, I want to say like 4 or 5 years. It's been a while. I think since Toronto, I think was the first year, maybe when the first in-person Worlds happened in a while. So there's this great pack of alt arts. You can buy them already. And all of these proceeds go directly to a fund, which is used to allocate support to help people make Worlds possible for a lot of people. For some people, it's just a small thing. For some people, it can be a big thing. It doesn't matter. I know asking for help can be a bit difficult, but if you're considering going to Worlds and just like an extra $50, an extra $100, whatever it is, would make it make sense. Obviously, it goes higher than that. Please reach out to the nice people at the Run Together. There should be contact through this, how to apply. You have this form, and they'll close the form on August 17th. So the form will be closed relatively soon, so you don't have that much time. If you want to buy this pack, it's up on the Null Signal Games store, and NSG has been doing the distribution of this stuff for a year or so, which is like quite kind. Usually this was done by the community. And also if you want to pick these up because you are going to Worlds, just to help support other people, you can pick them up. They now will have Worlds pickup instead of waiting for this in the mail. That being said, they will send it to you in the mail if you wanted to, which is awesome. And so Jai is basically saying, if you pick this up and help other people go to Worlds, he will be waiving a fee and will give you one free coaching or replay review session. From that point, maybe it turns out that you really like the replay review sessions and you want to go deeper into the funnel. I mean, that's very possible. But at a minimum, that's a really nice way to say thank you for those who get involved and help other people get involved. I think that's awesome. Now, Run Together closes on August 17th, which isn't a whole lot of time. But if you're on the fence about buying it and end up missing the deadline, he will also accept proof of purchase of a remote ticket to the Melbourne Continentals that also comes with alt arts. Support your local TLs as well, friendos. I should have had that link prepared, but give me 1 second. We've showed this off twice now on the stream, but the Continentals in APAC, which is, I believe, the 11th of September, so in a month or so, they're kind of worried that they're going under or over in budget. So one thing that they put together is this like pack of cards, which you can grab a ticket. It doesn't give you a ticket to the event, but they will send you these cards. And these are really nice cards. They're alt arts designed by Carl Farron. You might know from a lot of board game art, specifically Root and Arcs are probably the most famous. But you get these alt art prizes. They're 35 USD. They send you a full playset and they just say thank you as a nice way to help support remote, tournament creation. It's a really good alt art. So that seems like a steal as well. So if you can't do ABR or you miss ABR, that's another way to do it, which is great. If you'd like to up your Netrunner game while giving me back to community, I'd strongly encourage you to support one of these two causes. I'm just throwing an additional incentive on the table. DM me on Discord if you're interested or have any questions. You can find Jai on the table. I could have 2 Jai sessions. You can find Jai on Discord. I think his handle is just Jai. Maybe it's gyroscopic. Usually this works better when you share it on Discord. Let me just check what Jai's handle is. It's just at Jai. You'll find Jai. Go to GLC, you'll find Jai. It shouldn't be hard to find Jai. Does anyone in chat know about shipping on the Montreal kit specifically to Europe? What's the Montreal kit? Oh, the what's it called? The Always Be Running kit, this thing. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's the shipping is based off of NSG. So whatever your shipping in Europe is, if you ever bought from the NSG store, I'm imagining it's going to be similar. Oh, from Melbourne. Oh, I don't know. I would have to hit, you would have to hit the button and figure it out. I'm pretty sure that the shipping, they said it would be similar to if you've ever bought from Netrunner cards.net. I don't know whether that means that like Abraham's helping out with it, but if you hit the buy tickets button, it'll tell you the approximate shipping. I imagine you can maybe have someone pick it up for you if they're going to an event, but that might be far away. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is sick. Really cool to Jai for doing that. That's awesome. Anyways, reach out to Jai if you want free coaching, especially because Continentals is just around the corner. So I think that's awesome. I'm actually at this one, Missing Locals today. Hey, Lucy, how's it going? We just talked about Nottingham. Looks pretty great. Looks really, really exciting. Other news, recruitment drive, August 2026. I haven't read this, but Have Her Fun put out this article. NSG's obviously, it's a nonprofit of volunteers. And so they're constantly looking for people to help or fill roles and stuff like that. So if you're interested, you definitely should apply. One thing I want to say is, like, as a volunteer organization, the amount of time asked from you can differ and depend. Also, your skill set, whether you think you're underqualified or overqualified, regardless, I always say you should apply. And even if there's something that you don't line up for that you're applying for, NSG will keep your name on a list. And if something comes up that makes sense, they'll contact you. At least I imagine. I'm not NSG. So the things they are looking for, and you can learn more about this as a production designer, you'll be working to ensure the highest quality possible for all NSG physical products. And that's a very exciting future of NSG for sure. Their whole product, kind of the way that they do things, has changed radically over the last year, which is great. They're looking like there's 3 positions. There's some skills. Associate game designer, which is also pretty awesome. You'll be part of the team that is the first to create the mechanics of the new Netrunner expansions. So if you're one of the persons who's really complaining in chat about certain cards and you don't apply to this, like, do you have a leg to stand on? Yes, technically, yes, you do. Then we have, well, that's actually mostly it turns out. So there's these 2 things which are super important. NSG always has slots for other stuff. So even if they're not actively like looking for a role, you can always apply to be like, hey, I want to be on the narrative team. Here's, a thing I wrote, and that might actually work for you. I'm not NSG. I might be making stuff up, but you can always reach out for sure. Hype for Nottingham. Yeah, it's very close. It's only like 2 weeks away. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dang close, which is good. And then we talked about this, which is the 2026 H2 Casual Tournament Kit. This is just out. Shout out to Odonovo, who's a local here. Due to logistics issue, this kit is currently available only as a pre-order in the UK. Orders placed from the UK will be dispatched as soon as we're able, so do hold on to that. But if you're everywhere else, you might be able to get this as soon as today. It has Doom Scrolls and then this new Pinel Threading Art from Zafania. We've talked about this at the top of the stream. I find this fascinating that this is a card that I find to be so digital-centric as a physical card, which is something like a physical action in meat space. It seems like we're half Akira sliding underneath the store. And we're also getting to see the Clean Getaway runner more, which is a cool character we don't know a lot about. Shame about these coins, of course, because the coins don't work with any of the identities in the format and standard, because you can't play Sable, you can't play obviously Melius U. I wonder what's on the other side of this above all else coin, but I guess the backs of all these are probably the same one, right? It's probably Jinteki back, and then you have 3 of them. I mean, that's really cool. Still, these coins will be fun. You can use them for side games. They have 0-1-2 on them. You can use them for, mark stuff in general. So, yeah. I'm a judge, but I've turned down every opportunity to be jury or executioner for the tournament. Are you worried about the executioner tournament? I've heard it's pretty cutthroat. This also comes with... No, it's not this. The other event was announced, came with something else, like an old reprint. There's only a top 2, so there's only 6 coins in the back. Yeah. You can still play Tunnel Vision. Yep. You can still play Carpe Diem. You can still play the console. I don't know the name of the console, so that tells you something. But there's still mark cards in the format. Some of them are not bad. Zafani also does great art and has been doing art for a long time. Man, I'm such a sucker for the fast track art. The lighting's so good. Cool. I think that's mostly the news. No, that's not true. Funky, man. Here we have this NANPC. I don't know if it's the last NANPC, but upcoming is NANPC Pittsburgh. It's on the 6th of August. But that can't be right, because that happened already. This has to be coming soon. Wait, hold on. When is this? Because I think that's when the article came out. When's Pittsburgh NANPC? Pittsburgh NANPC is... Oh, there's a couple. Is it not here? Funky Man, when is it? Always be running. Let's try August 15th. Okay, so August 15th. So this weekend. So hopefully you're out there and you're going. NANPC events are... this one I think is just like a casual tournament kit. Which, like, we've seen some massive NANPC events that are just like casual tournament kits. That's totally fine. This is Odd Radish from Pittsburgh. Shout out to that old playmat from the 2015 or 2016 Continental series of FFG. So it's been playing maybe for a bit, a stalwart of the Pittsburgh meta, and a alleged member of the mysterious testing group known as the Board. On the corp side, he values playing the game at whatever pace the runner doesn't want to play. For the runner side, Colin seeks to control every avenue that the corp has to win, squeezing them off one by one until there's no game left to be played. Watch out for his flexible tempo decks when you inevitably meet them in the top cut. We have Kevin Meat. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Kevin Meat. Kevin has spent most of 2026 teaching Netrunner and building up the Nail City grid with new players and wheeling. What's WV? But don't let that friendly smile fool you. Kevin is a fierce competitor, bringing a mean sub that can challenge any corp. I'll take any chance to tear a corp server by trashing their ice or paying a haymaker run event. On the corp side, NBN is his favorite faction despite the current weakness in the metagame. He's excited to be competing in NANPC and can't wait for the first Worlds this year. West Virginia. That's a state, right? It's Virginia and West Virginia. There's no East Virginia, yeah? Yeah, West Virginia. Okay, cool. And Sub K from Virginia. Notable finishes. Won the Continentals we ran last year. Great player. With a whole suite, this, mind you, that's a photo from that. For the whole suite of first place wins and top cut placements under his belt, Sub K comes to Pittsburgh as a reigning champ looking to defend his throne. As an honorary member of the Atlanta and Durham meta, Sub K is known for his innovative deck building and monstrously sized op decks. On the runner side, he can pilot a smooth criminal or a tactical shaper. It's anyone's guess what Sub K will cook up for this event. Runners and corps better come prepared. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, this event is seemingly this weekend, which hopefully everyone has a great time out there. I don't know if I've ever been to Pennsylvania. I don't think I have. But Pittsburgh seems like it has a great scene. Pennsylvania has had some really strong Netrunner for a long time, so that's awesome. Hopefully enjoy that this weekend. Cool. I think that's it for the news. It's been pretty busy. There's a lot of stuff going on, and of course, if you just keep looking at Always Be Running, there's stuff just about every weekend now. It's Continentals is the big thing. I need to make sure I don't close that, so I remember to add the link. But yeah, it's this weekend. It's like NANPC Pittsburgh, America's Online Continentals. It's on the 16th, so that's Sunday. That can't be right. That's probably when it ends. But there's an online America's Continentals, which will definitely have a lot of players in it. There's a GNK in China, Eastern Melbourne, CTK coming up on Friday, I think. But there's a lot of stuff on the 15th. Go play some pub runner in Winnipeg. Everyone should come to Pittsburgh. Yeah, I hope you have a great event, y'all. Sick. And then again, I think it's like every weekend there's a Continental. So it's America's Continentals, then EMEA Continentals. Is there a respite next weekend? I don't think there is. APAC Continentals. Yeah, I guess that's a bit more than a week away. Yeah, pretty cool. You can even win a brand new car. I'm excited to win a brand new car. What are you talking about? Is there? Yeah, they're spread out for a while. So it's like a Continental is just about every week for like 5 weeks. So hopefully you can make it to at least one of them. The online ones are usually the easiest to get to if you don't travel. A car. All right, let's dive back into this. I was enjoying this. I think we're learning. I think the most important thing is like on every turn we have to make a problem, and not every turn we're good at presenting a problem. I think we have to be better presenting problems. We also haven't done anything super interesting in terms of like the combo lines. Like there was one time that we could have gone for Makota, which could have been pretty fun. I think I'm just going to wait for a second to dodge the impending Mercury game. And I think I have to go to the oven for a second. How's everyone doing? There's a Mercury player waiting. And I don't want to be the Mercury matchup because that's a terrible matchup, I think. Again, we won't be here for this Thursday, so we'll be off until next Tuesday. So I trust your weekend as well. Trying to schedule an online Netrunner event for more NRO testing now Downfall is implemented, but it's completely chock-a-block until like mid-September. Yeah, it's really hard to find time. I've been out for a while. What's the current meta compared to a year ago? Damian, that's really hard to answer because what it was a year ago, like I do not know. My memory's pretty rough with that. It's pretty rough with that. I can tell you a bit of what it looks like now. In terms of what it looks like now, the big thing in the room is op got an unban. That never works well. And the op unban is pretty relevant. And so now there's a lot of really strong op decks they have to deal with that are usually trying to score out while also doing some amount of damage to you. Kind of Jinteki-esque. And then they're flexible in what they can grab. So op seems to be like the main thing they even answer. We also have Ayuko, which is not too different. It's Jinteki assets. So that does damage while they fast advance. And all of these are threatening to kill you, usually with measured response. So that doesn't really matter too much where you're going. Unfortunately, Nebula is one of the best things right now. It's doing really well. And I do think it's a response to not having a lot of criminal in the meta. But Nebula is this identity that never built a remote server. It just ices up centrals and then scores out from hand. And specifically when you play an operation and end your turn, you start the next turn on this side, which says when you play an operation, gain a click. This was relevant last year, I think. And so that's really, really, really powerful. Yeah, last year this time, Ayuko was the thing to beat. It's definitely less the thing to beat. I think the big thing about Ayuko is the runner to beat, which is no longer Hoshiko, is Lu. And Lu seems to have a really good matchup into Ayuko. So people aren't excited for that. But if you dodge Lu's, it seems pretty good. Shapers are doing well. Maggie's doing well. Lat is not doing too bad, but just having a shaper deck that installs a lot of stuff is pretty interesting. The newer ones have been building remotes. Jeff, the newer Nebulas? I don't think I've seen any of those. I know like the 2 in the top cut at Cascadia weren't. One of them was on like 3 nano management. The other one was Sam's, but maybe I'm wrong. They're building a remote for a second, right? But yeah, Maggie's doing well on the shaper side. Criminal is a bit underperformant right now, but I do think Criminal has good matchups. HB has kind of disintegrated over the last 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. And then Wayland is mostly op, and then there's some like new Vinks and things doing well. Last break. I just need to take 10 seconds to take something out of the oven, and then we'll be done. I'm pretty sure Kevin's Nebula was Vlad Grids. Now I have to go check. Oh, Kevin's was, yeah, but that was before the ban list. But I think that was the only one that was doing like proper remotes. But even some of the ones that do like the Vlad Grid, they don't ice it up. I think Kevin's can though. But yeah, I guess with the Vlad Grid, you can leave it. But technically when it fires, you're fine, I guess. Yeah. Add Nihilum, top tiers per usual. Yeah, I guess. I'll be right back. What's Andre cooking up? I'm making bread. I've been making bread for this whole summer, and we're going to travel to see some friends for the next little bit. So I wanted to bring some bread because it's a nice thing to bring. But then I realized we have no bread here. So if I make bread and then just take it with me, I'm gonna feel bad for my partner who is staying here. So I will need to make twice as much bread in the same amount of time, which means unfortunately we have to cook or bake over Netrunner. But it's not like you just take it in and out of the oven. It's fine. The bread is done. It looks great. It smells good. Let's play some JNet. Yeah, there'll be bread. There's bread. There's bread to be had. Parovnia. Ah, it's cool. Baking bread is like the least EV thing to break. No, for sure it's not. It's a huge EV thing. You know how long bread lasts? Y2U2? I didn't say anything. Hey. Best of luck, have fun. So we have the Magoda. This hand doesn't really do much. You can't protect the Mavirus with the Makoda. You can't use the credits to res the Mavirus. So this doesn't seem like it. That's more bread than I've heard in the last 2 months. Do you use 1 stealth credit? Wait, what? Easy mull? Yeah, I don't like this hand at all. We definitely want some respect against transfer. There is a line with Makoda that you can kind of like just ignore transfer, which is kind of cute, but this ain't it. This is better for sure. Baking bread is hard. Honestly, I'm not great at breaking bread. My bread has been fine, but like I don't know what I'm doing. It's not like I have skill, but it's like very easy if you ask me. You just mix things and then put in the oven. Yeah, actually, you got to understand that the bread meta in North America is like shit. It's really bad. Here in Montreal, it's not awful because we have like proper bakeries. But like when you go to North America and you just get bread, it's. I don't want to be a snob. It's not particularly great. Yeah, bread meta is bad in North America usually. All right, how are we playing this? We have a FUT, which I think we actually want to get our economy first, so we could do a Mavirus Maskarovka HQ line and just like hunker down. They run this last click, we purge. I don't think we have to put this on the table. We can put the development in the remote server just like preemptively, or we can click for credit. We don't actually need to click for credit, but if they just do boomerang transfer, we need to. Mass Mass Svi, I don't. Oh yeah, the Svi is better because we can Svi them a virus instead of purging it. Sorry. Yeah, that I like that a bit better. We get a bit worse to transfer, but that's a bit cleaner. Yeah, I like that. Baking is easy. The difficult part comes with the dough and the proofing. Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing. I've been making the same bread for months, and like everyone seems to be happy enough with it. But you just let it rise for 2 hours, and then you're good to go usually. Sourdough and produce over here is fine, but everyone looks at the bay and goes, "Why do these weirdos like good things?" Also, bread is like a B+ tier max in general. No, dog. Good bread is A+ tier. Good bread is like the best thing. What are you talking about? Yeah, this is just a fair bit cheaper. Oh, I guess we shouldn't do that there. So we'll get a Svi. Oh, sorry, a Rego. New remote. So we'll just ice that up and hit it twice. So good start, no pinhole. We don't bread tier list, just bread in general tier lists. You're smoking reefer on this one? Okay, you're just announcing that you have a bread, not good bread up there in the Nordics. You must have good bread. Okay, so we could trash this to go get a FUT from our deck. Unfortunately, we have FUT in hand. So we can just get like a tithe for R&D. They did play a revolver, and tithe is pretty annoying on it. They have leech too, so they just kind of want to run. Leech could mean that they're on like ice destruction, but it probably just means that they want to run in general, like maybe prognostic. So we could go get 9, which is a lot of money. Best part of my bread is what you put on it. No, just good bread, like bread, salt, oil. Like that is, if the bread is good, you can just eat that. We're probably going to get boomerang transferred. Only fish? No proper taste. I mean, do we need to do this? It gets us a 1 coster. Like we could do spin doctor and respond to this. Ideally, the last click on the regolith Svi can just do, so I don't think we need to do it. I think we can just put spin on the table and then just take 6. Because like if we reg this, we save a click. Also, I've been to your Holy Land, Germany. It's not that much better. Okay. I lived in Finland for a long time, not a bread place at all. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think actually he's just revealing his culture. He's just trolling. He knows bread is good. Yeah, he must know bread is good. All right, so they're just setting up. They have been interested in run. Wake can plant, so we have to ice HQ. The Wake hit a pinhole, which is like a really good target for us. And they're just like setting up, which is fine. R&D run last click. I mean, we're not too worried about that. We could spin doctor to break lock. But like if they've trashed a card, we're happy. I don't think we care about lock. Because we're going to shuffle anyways with Svi. So we'll Svi this. Search for a 1 coster. Wall to wall won't trigger. Powers is on the table they have to deal with. We have a spin doctor into, in theory, 3 slash and burns that could trigger this right now. We get back a virus, which is good. The tile on RD is not bad though. Yeah. Okay. All right. Above the Law has targets. Envelopment is hard for them to deal with really quickly. We could unice a FUT and just put FUT on the table. We could also trash the tithe. No. I think we want to Above the Law and open market in 5. I've seen your pizza. I know all of your bread. Yeah, we have the money to push this for sure. I think double icing it. It's not like this is a really good ice on its own because you have to break all of it and they only have 5 credits. So I don't think we have to double ice this. We could just put FUT on the table and put a Kessel right in front of it and res the FUT and just say go. They haven't shown a Hermes yet, which is like the 1 server. Does the deck kind of miss humanoid resources or greedy? I don't think it needs humanoid. It runs like no events besides 3 measured or no operations. So already that's an issue. But you're not doing the huge tempo lines. Okay, so this technically hits the spin doctor in the FUT, but this is the second pinhole. It's fine if the FUT goes down. Okay, boomerang into transfer. Okay, if we res the mask, we have the mask. They're likely to steal an agenda here. Losing the F would suck. Let them dream is fine. So 66% chance we're fine. I think we'll res this. Just having a resed ice with the Svi is quite nice. Come on. Come on. Nice. Best case. It would be me taking a 3rd stab at GFI, except it somehow even be bleaker than my second. Def res to diffuse boomerang? Yeah, well, if we don't res it, diffuses it. But the biggest thing is we can now Svi this for a 2 coster. The thing is, like, I don't think we want a 2 coster here. I don't know if we Svi this turn. There's no res 2 coster, so it's not like we can get a powers, which would be pretty hype. So I think we just start turn. We could get rid of this to get a 2 coster. We can go get a 2 cost ice. The 2 coster can be a 1 coster. I think we just trash an open market pass. It was a good pinhole. The goat. Oh, this is so good with FUT. A score pass, I don't like it. This deck has no Tucana. No, it has nothing that scores on tempo and agendas besides FUT and powers. In fact, the deck has 4 upgrades. I think it's like Makota, Tuma Virus, and Holloman. We could have trashed the Masquerade to get Holloman. I think the biggest thing though is we need another ice on HQ because it's a Wake deck. Whatever, we'll just take 5 credits away. There's actually a chance the Nuka is better because like 3 card draw is good. Yeah, it's the deck of the week. This is the one that was played at Cascadia that came in like 3-5-9 or something. Hermes, good thing we got ice on Central's resed. Okay. So Svi's also really good at trashing assets into res dice against Hermes because they can always go R&D and C2. So that's a bit frightening. I don't think we Svi anything here. Ew. Okay. But to say 3 cards seems better than 5 credits here. 3 cards is better than 5 credits. Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right. 3 cards was better than 5 credits. I think that might have been the wrong trash. So we can draw, double install these two. Wall to wall can become a spin doctor and tempo. I like white space HQ though, and then we just put the wall to wall early. So I'd rather put it behind the Kesselroyd because Kesselroyd can become something of value if it's run, because it's easier to get a 2 to 1 than a 5 to a 4, because 5 to 4 is usually an ice play. 2 to 1 is usually like an acid play. I feel like I'm not jamming agendas on the table enough. Like just putting an SEF on the table is probably fine here, because I don't know how they deal with envelopment. Yeah, we need a 2-cost res, which is why I want this and I want this. Even just the Makoto on the table is fine because Svi can res it actually in hindsight. Right? Like we can res it and then Svi it and just get our boy back. Our pile of boys. Bring all the boys back. This list might be on a Euro. Nice. Shibo. That's actually really good against our code gates. Okay, Tithe. They can get a bounce here. We can just res. Oh, they're firing this, huh? I like that. Oh, they don't fire it. Sorry, Revolver. Credit for me. Okay, so this can see 2 cards. They can bounce either the Kesselroyd or the wall to wall. If they bounce the Kesselroyd, they have to trash the wall to wall for 3, so I don't mind resing it. It gives them full information now, so they might bounce this. Like, that's the downside. They trashed a measured and they stole a slash. That's a bummer. So they opened up HQ. So they can't really transfer last click. But like the install and the click sucks that we lose that. Okay, so wall to wall probably just goes for a card draw here. We can turn it into a spin doctor. I think we get rid of this. I think we make this into another spin doctor because I don't like our hand. So before we do start a turn trigger, oops, sorry. Yeah, we need to do spin doctor before we do any of these triggers, and you can't do it. You could technically do it before you resolve, but we can't do it once we started it on JNet. So put the FUT, and it's probably the virus back. Could be the measured. Yeah, let's just say it's the measured. So then we can do wall to wall first to just get a credit because we're gonna get more card draw. Then we can sell the wall to wall to get a spin doctor. And then we start with a hand like this, which is nonsense. Okay, so we can't keep them at, well, we can kind of keep them at HQ. Not well. We just have money plays, so I like Makota into Anthill. That means we can get FUT for the Kesselroyd server. And then we only have 2 more slash and burn, so scoring from hand is a bit harder. We also can trash the Anthill to get a Hollow in the second server, so we have a lot of options. I think we have to just keep doing this, which sucks. Just to be like, you can't boomerang transfer us guaranteed. Because this could be an event horizon or a barrier. So I think we show the Makota because it's like worth its money. And then I think we do sell the thing to get a score from hand. Okay, so we're going to res the Makota. It allows us to res the Anthill for 1. Then start a turn, we'll take the Anthill. We'll sell the Anthill for Holloman. We'll put Holloman behind Kesselroyd, which might be a bit backwards. And then we'll just score the SEF from hand. We can't op. Yeah, we can't op though. Let's see what we draw off the Anthill first. Sell Makota for boy. Yeah, but then we can't score from hand. Like if we had a slash and burn, we definitely get boy. Yeah, our opponent probably has 1 more pinhole. But getting the boy here is pretty good. Maybe we should just get the boy. Because then this Anthill will become a Holloman next turn. Yeah, I'm into that. Okay, so we're flooded. That's good. We want to protect this. We can't play around pinhole because we have to ice 3 servers. Putting a 3rd ice on HQ is a bit ridiculous. But they definitely need to run HQ cheaply for Wake. I don't know if they're going to be on Mantle with the Touchstone. Maybe they are actually. I just wish I had a worse ice to put on Archives. But this could be a Mantle deck considering it's on Touchstone. This could be like a Meteor list. Second Excavator? We could sell the second Excavator. But it doesn't do anything. Like, if we had a slash and burn here, this hand would be so easy. Unfortunately, we don't. So I wonder if we just do SEF into envelopment and say go. I don't mind this actually. Mostly on the board's a backup if they trash the first. If they trash the first, it's okay, because Antil still fires its own text. And this server is hard to contest. I think I just either click for a credit here, or put another piece of garbage on the table. I'll think another garbage. I think we have enough money. Yeah, I think I'm not pushing agendas on the table enough. Because especially with 1/, we have very few draws that get us out of here. Third pinhole. Clicking for credit seems bad. I agree. So third pinhole for our FUT. Do we have a 2-coster to get this back? No, we don't. I'm not worried about the Spin Doctor 2-for-1, so that's our last pinhole. Play 3 pinholes seems good. We lost FUT again. We have a Fractor. The problem is we don't have money. So this gets rezzed, and you're short credits. We have lethal if we top deck a measured. Yeah, if we top deck a measured, we have lethal here. Because we can score this out with a Holloman and then have a click left. In fact, 2. For that, we need some credits. So Antil gets us our thing. We have no way to thin our deck, but if we top deck a measure, we win here. Can we get FUT on the table? No, we need a 2-coster rezzed. No, we can't get FUT. Okay. Top deck measured win? I think we have 1 click to draw. So we'll do the Antil first. Envelopment, whatever. Antil. We'll use the Antil to go get a Holloman for server 6. We could see something for money. I think money is good. Mask? Mask doesn't do anything. If we trash the mask, we get a 2-coster. The 2-coster is irrelevant because we've already played op. I don't think the mask does anything. Okay, we don't have the measured. Whoa, can we do both of these? No, we can't. We can't do Holloman, install, / nowhere, click short. Sell face down ice, I think. Yeah, there's a chance. Because I don't know if we're going to need both of these. But I think we definitely do this. We've already used op, so we can't go get a 1-coster at instant speed. We could draw for powers. We could draw for measured. Bummer. So I think we have to just get rid of one of these. Hermes? I don't think I played around Hermes at all. Okay, so they opened up HQ. That's fine. We can put an Event Horizon there, but we have to discard cards. So yeah, if we drew a measured there, would be fine. That would be game over. Their money is all tied into transfers here, so I guess we have to put this on HQ. We owe them some cards. White space is a 2-credit break is not bad. The Regulus is good. The Let Them Dream is not good. Currently, though, the Spin Doctor is dealing with the FUT, and then we can put 1 unknown in there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so 3 measured and 22. Yeah, maybe we should have done Svi on Svi. But like, they have to run this turn as well. Well, also we can threaten getting a 2-coster rezzed. Okay, good check. We don't want to get our Hermes here for no reason, so we'll have to do this. And I think we'll go for the FUT. Was installing spin better than drawing? Yes, it was. It was better than drawing. Ooh, purging the leech is huge. Yeah, I think we could have gone for the spin. It might have mattered. Yeah, it doubles our chances. Yeah, it was strictly better. Okay, so I'm going to Svi the Svi. We don't have any 2-coster res, so we can't go get anything. Unless we want to Svi... Oh, no, we have lethal here. wait, we have lethal. We Svi the Holloman for our boy, and then we just slash the SEF for 3 damage. Sick. So Envelopment, Svi, the Holloman, funny enough. We search our deck for boy. And then we just do... There's no instant speed trigger. New remote. Slash. Advance. They could have Steel Skin, so we'll go for the FUT first. Lethal. Good game. Yeah. It's funny how selling the Holloman actually can matter, because it allows you to get to the 1-coster. Thanks for the game. They're gone. Yeah, turn 10. Fast. 16-minute games. I mean, that's what you kind of want to do. They didn't really trash any of our stuff in their remote servers. I mean, they did 2 pinholes, and they dealt with the FUT, which I think is the biggest priority. But like, did they lose to leaving this fee on the table? Yeah, I think they lost to leaving this fee on the table. And I'm not saying that to call them out, but I think it's like an important thing to learn. If they trashed this fee, could we have done this? And the answer is no. I think giving us a 3-credit card that allows us to search from our deck is going to be a problem. It allowed us to get actually the Antil got the Holloman, but technically this didn't. And there's 2 Svies, so it's like really hard for them to deal with it. But like also now they're unmeasured, right? Like any run, if we top deck measured, they die. Yeah, I think you just need to trash Svies. Like, I think icing up the Svi is actually like correct. Usually. Because yeah, it's just so much absurd flexibility to respond. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Do you think the deck survives the next ban list? It's way too early to say. Generally, corps overperform in the first couple weeks and then runners respond to them. I think Op was already in a not a bad spot, but I think Svi, like, I'd be surprised if Svi survives to Worlds. It's up to the runners to make that not the case. You could FA the Aziev with Hollow and get the FUT by trashing Hollow with Aziev. Yeah, you could. Yeah, because of the tech stuff, Aziev. Yeah, you could just install, pay for. It's more expensive. This is a cheaper line. But yeah, you could just install on top of the Hollow bin. So if they didn't trash the Svi, we install on top of the Hollow bin. We score the Aziev for 5, and then we just trash the FUT anyways. So yeah, the Svi actually didn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, it does trigger because this is Texas additional cost. So what we did wasn't necessary unless we're short money. They should not be afraid to finally ban Op. They will. They're definitely in the camp where they'll ban the cards around Op sooner than Op. Yeah. Yeah, that would work too. This one was flashier. But yeah, just leaving the Hollowman on the table means you... Yeah, leaving the Hollowman on the table means if the FUT's in the deck, you always have access to 3 damage ping. That's wild. That's pretty wild. All right. Stang. Phoenix, nice. We have card backs on? I guess we do. Hey, best of luck, have fun. 45 cards. So I don't know if it's a Virus Madani. Man, the Virus Madani deck was kind of sick. We have some bad ice into Phoenix. We all our barriers have an extra subroutine. Our code gates all have an extra subroutine. Our sentries all have subroutines. So technically Phoenix's text is legit. Now this is not a really good tempo start because we can't protect them a virus. So I'm gonna mulligan this. Interesting what we do here, because I can't tell what Phoenix is up to in terms of like, what sort of pressure do you play? A lot of Phoenixes play Chastushka and Sabotage. We could do the Antil Mask play and just say, what are you going to do? They can always botchless run it, which is pretty bad. I'm kind of scared for HQ. We could do 1, 2, 3. The thing is, we can't res everything. We're 1 credit short. What odds we put on Melly's unban before Worlds? 0%. There's no chance I'll unban it before Worlds. I'd put 5%. Like if Jinteki totally dies and there's no Jinteki, maybe, but I'd be super, super surprised. This card's also not bad on HQ because if they let a subroutine resolve, you can always discard an agenda from your hand. Like having ice with Phoenix subroutines on HQ is actually kind of bad for Phoenix half the time. Because if you let Phoenix resolve a subroutine, we can discard a card, which means they can't steal the card. So if you have Spin Doctor, you just solve it. All right, Mask, so they could Gachapon for it. I think no matter what, we'll force them to have it. They have a Botulus, so they can get a credit, force us to discard a card. Seems like they're on Audrey Botulus, and we have 2 Mavirus. Oh, they're not going for it. They're going for Paladin. Wow, that's huge. No matter what, we're getting 2 credits, but I thought they would do Phoenix and get through this and then poison this. They removed the Botulus and the twinning from the game. That's surprising. Maybe that shows what's in their hand because the deck is only on 2 twinnings. And the Botulus is like hard to use against Op, but it's good for this turn. But like obviously we churn our ice forward, so like Trojans are kind of rough. If we res this, we can't get the Antil, which sucks. But we also take 3 credits, which is good. I think we'll both be in the dirt. I think we're better in the dirt. I mean, that's a good card. This responds to a lot of things at instant speed. I just don't know if we should put 2 eggs in the same basket. I don't want to do green mail pass because we need to get our credits up. So I think we just do this. You can also just use this. The write-up talked about this. Like use Mavirus for damage sometimes. Okay, 2 Audreys. So it's good that we have 2 Maviruses and access to this Mavirus. So no cookbook so far. So making sure they can't trash stuff is going to be really important. It looks like they're playing a Lou-esque deck. Removed an Audrey and a Fermenter. So if they trash something here, we can always Mavirus it. Oops. Oops. Okay. So there are no credits. They're in 2 points. If they stole another agenda there, they just died a measured, which like they did run back. That's kind of funny how that do be like that sometimes. We do need ice R&D, but like putting this on R&D is a bit much. I don't want to just score a green mail because it gives us no value unless we have 2 of our assets on the table. We'll have access to Hollowman next turn. We could get Hollowman this turn if we wanted to. I can't just put a Regolith with no ice, so I think we just draw ice up R&D slowly. That's perfect for R&D. I think we just chill. if they present a breaker, you can always remove virus to get something here. So now they're running this. We could purge the virus to get a 2-coster. I think we do. I think this just gives us money. Like, it gives us credits. So we'll purge. We'll search for a 2-coster. We could go for the Holloman, but I kind of want to go for the Makoto Lingi to see what it does, just for a testing case. So now they're here, and the subroutine fires. We can still res this Kessleroid, and we get 2 credits. So we need to lock them out, because obviously they need to trash something to get their Audrey counters. One Mavirus is now in archives too. Okay, so we can get a 2-coster from our deck. We can get a free Regolith. We can get a Holloman. We don't really need to do anything with Holloman. Regolith, we have 1 in hand. We drew a second Mavirus, which is so good for us, because it doesn't seem like they're on conventional breakers. It might just be Audrey and Botulus, which is kind of cursed for the matchup. I mean, Holloman's fine. Okay. Reuse text hasn't been relevant. Lou would have been. So I think we just put in here. We res it for free. We don't need to show this as this. We can just like go full clown car. Like, we can res this for free. I mean, we might as well. We're not going to use the Makoto counters. So this is just like a click for 3. And again, every asset in the server is for 2 more cost of trash. So it's a 5 trash cost Regolith. Now the issue is we need to move this thing over somewhere else. Because we want to score from this remote server. The thing is, you can't build a new server. Winchester on HQ is not bad. And we can do envelopment new remote server. We need this Regolith to go to make it to be a FUT. FUT would be really good, because then we can start scoring from hand. Yeah, okay, so we'll Ice HQ, we'll build a new remote server. Maybe we don't build a new server. Maybe we take this down to 6. I don't know if it matters. I want to empty this Regolith, but I don't want to empty this Regolith. I don't need more money. They're going to start paying for a Fencer, which is good for us, if he does. And maybe he's on 1 Rising Tide, or Gourmand, okay. So this Mavirus is so important. We can move this over to score. I think we don't. I think we just empty this. Oh, powers though. I feel like this going tall is, I feel like just going tall. Yeah, I agree. I don't want to put multiple servers, because that's how you choke out Audrey. But I think we need 1 server that has our FUT, and then 1 server that we have to score out in Holloman. And these are both really good ice. Less so Mask. But this is really good into Botulus. They might be on Chisel Charm, I can't tell. But he paid for a Fencer. So he really does want to get in. So I think we just get a FUT here. And again, this FUT is, outside of Gourmand, 5 to trash, which is pretty good. We haven't seen any Steel Skins or Strike Funds, and they're obviously on them because they're on Audrey. I mean, I think we have to purge this and then get a 2-cost ice. Oh, we have no more 2-cost ice. So we'll have to do this play again, which is so funny. Done. We've done this twice. So now we need the powers to bring that back the Mavirus. So I think we shift over the Holloman. We need the Mavirus back, because this is an issue. Not getting Rego? No, we don't need another Rego. It just thins our deck, which we don't really need. I think we'll move this over to server 2 just to spread the servers. So I think we trash this with an envelopment. I want the powers to be back to get the Mavirus. So I think we just put that in here. I think we just fix this. Like, we're just going to lock them out. I think there's a chance that we don't trash this, because I think keeping a trash token is better for us, like something to trash. The Botulus counter probably won't matter, because I don't expect them to be on spree. And we just put this into server 2 and click for credit. Because next turn now we can score the green mail from hand. It's ugly to have this here, like both of our servers having assets while we have a Holloman. I'm not going to pretend that's not goofy as heck. It even might have been better to jam the agenda. Okay, just forcing a res there. It was a stop gets pretty bad, but not the end of the world. But just getting Mavirus back is just a disaster for them. So they have no instance. Oh, they do have instant speed triggers. So we have to ask. Because we'll do new. Advance will ask for action. In theory, they could throw something to Audrey. There's not a big reason to. So we can all do this in the same window. So we'll do FUT for info. Wow, real breakers. So they are on Sabotage. So Chistushka, Katurga, and Buzzsaw. That's good to know. We can do Green Mail just to make our money back. And then we'll just put a Mavirus on server 1. Now again, I don't like what we did here. We'll probably just overinstall the powers eventually, because Holloman can score 3-2s. We're going to need another piece of ice here. They have a tide. Okay, sick. So R&D is open. Oh, this server is open. Nice. This is still expensive. They did break all of it? Yeah, they broke all of it, so it's not firing. So they can trash one of these with Fueno, one of them with Gourmand if they want. Looks like that's what they did. So they have 2 Audrey counters, but they know we have a virus, which is, I mean, like, I don't know what you're doing with these Audrey counters. I think we just purge. We don't res envelopment. I mean, they could get through this, but they don't have enough money to threaten any of these. I guess they threaten the Makota. So if we res the envelopment, thinking the envelopment cost them, then they could have Steel Skin in hand. It cost them 2 cards. I think we just res this. Map to get 2 credits from Mask. Yeah, if they hit it, we can. They could break it with Rising Tide, though. It's not guaranteed. I think we just res this. Hey, Luna. Oh, yeah, it's free too. Yeah, never mind. Oh, they didn't use Gourmand. You're right. You're right. They wanted to use a Fueno. But like, I think they need to have a Steel Skin to get through this. And even if they do that, then we can just purge. Yeah. So we always can purge for a 2-coster. So we need a Spin Doctor to get the Holloman back. This is not a hand to slash and burn, unfortunately. But I think we just have to try and get the Holloman back. I think we put spin in server 2 though, just to make sure that there's nothing that's going to be pressured. Event Horizon's good. The server is relatively safe. It's very expensive to run. They have to break this, and yeah, they have to do it without Audrey tokens. I don't know if we want to over-index. Like, I think we put this on R&D and just click for credit. I feel like they overwrite the FUT and push to score. I mean, it's probably right, but like, there's no shot on doing that. There's only 2 more SEFs and 1 above the law. The above the law should probably hit a cookbook. Yeah, that's probably a bit more proactive. It's just push out because the server's bulletproof. I just like our boy. They didn't have credits to trash FUT. They had a Gourmand, and they could trash the Makota still, but they had a Gourmand. They did throw a Steel Skin. Okay. Oh, Pinhole, sick. So this actually has a bunch of different things that they can contest. I don't think they trash the Spin Doctor, so I don't care. So it's probably the Mavirus or the FUT. I don't think we care about this. If it's a FUT, it has to use the Gourmand, yeah. Okay, so they opened our server for us, so we're happy. And we kept the Mavirus, which is more important. Ugh, that's not what I want. It's not what I want at all. These are the agendas you don't score. Now we can put Holloman back to score Let Them Dream a bit better. The thing is, like, it's expensive. We could always Mavirus for a Regolith if we needed to. And like, maybe this is a turn that purging is fine because they're pretty locked out. They need money to contest the server. The envelopment is falling apart a bit, but they still have to break 1 subroutine, otherwise it becomes an Event Horizon, as much as that's an expensive trade. But maybe Mavirus just purges and becomes a 2-coster, becomes a Regolith. A lot of agency we got here. The other options, we can make it into eventually into what's it called? Into a Holloman, but then we have to crack it for a Holloman. I mean, maybe we just install this and take 2. Like, we could put this Fee on the table. It takes them a click. They trash the Fencer Fueno. Mind you, Phoenix has fired 0 times. I think we just do this. Maybe putting a real 2-pointers is legit, because if they get in there, they die to measured, but we've seen where 1 Steel Skin is. I just don't imagine them getting to the server. Little guy? Oh, this is disgusting res. So I think we get a Holloman. Yeah, I think we just do everything. Maybe we even get a Regolith instead. But yeah, this is going to be Trace 4 for a program. That's guaranteed. So we trash the Audrey. Or probably the Rising Tide. We know they're in Katurga. We do Trace 3 to trash the Buffer Drive. Trace 3 to end the run. But the White Space will end the run. So yeah, I think we just have to do this. So we're going to purge so we can get a 2-coster. We can get a Regolith if we want money. We might just need money here, not the Holloman. We might need money. I don't think we need to do fast events. I think we need money. So I'll put FUT back. Then we don't need to do the Spin Doctor. Oh yeah, if we get a Regolith, we need to do it. So we'll do FUT and I don't know, powers maybe? It's probably still Holloman no matter what, just have the option. So res, purge, search, rego, Server 2. Continue res. Yeah, Hexnet, what's up? Yeah, it's a really good perch here. This is a bad face check. Chat disconnected. I think we're still good. They knew that was my virus too, so this face check is always risky, but there's not much else they can do. So this is trace 4 to trash a program. I honestly don't know what we trash. Like, there's a chance it's the Audrey, there's a chance it's the Tide. We know that they removed one Audrey from the game. They probably have 3. If we trash the Tide, this server is bulletproof, but like, this is still a very expensive server to run. The thing is, like, the envelopment is actually fragile this turn. So I think there's a chance we do just trash the Tide. Because like the envelopment is fragile. They have 2 clicks. This they break for 6. Actually, no, probably not. Who plays 3 Audreys? I think they play 2 Audreys, right? Yeah. If they have no Audrey, they might not be able to win. I don't know. I don't want to pay 1. If they pay 3 to protect their buffer drive, they can. I don't think. Oh, it actually does matter because the buffer drive brings the Audrey back. We probably should have boosted this one in hindsight. They have Katurgas, so they might have more redundancy, but paying 1 to get rid of the buffer drive is like probably a good trade. I might have regretted not boosting in this trace. If you're not familiar with trace, we spend first, then they spend. So we have base 3. They didn't boost though. Oh, sick. Okay. And then this is 3 for end the run, but the end the run doesn't matter because they can't get through the white space, so they should just bounce on that. I mean, if they have a sick econ play, they can do this. They can't do this. Oh, they have Taka. Yeah, maybe we should have done this. Because they're going to trash the envelopment and our regolith. Yeah, maybe it was the Tide. Because I think this is a server they can run, and the envelopment doesn't have text this turn. Are they short, though? No. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. Oh, yeah, it was a mistake. It's credit perfect. Yeah, do it up. Whoa, they break all of it. I'm surprised. I thought they wouldn't break it, so we'd lose the envelopment. Because this turn we didn't fire op, so they cost themselves a click and a credit, and they could have got rid of the server. I'm surprised by that. Yeah, if they let the subroutine trash itself, we already fired op, so like it was a free trash. They actually cost themselves money off of that. Yeah, they should have let that trash for sure. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't end the run anymore, so they can go for it, but now it becomes a 4-coster. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe the Rising Tide on that board state was correct. Because that was the thing that does get us, is running that. So that was a good play for them. We could advance this once. I don't really want to. We could trash the Masquerade, could get a Holloman. That seems a bit better. We can also trash the envelopment to get something. Mr. Ryu proc there too. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. They also missed Ryu. Yeah. Well, actually, Ryu matters because after subroutine resolved, it doesn't care if the ice is still there, which sometimes that does matter. Like against Bravado, I guess. But yeah, it funny enough, that also costs Ryu text, which Ryu has fired 0 times. All right, so if they fire this, they fire op. This run doesn't otherwise. Oh, they have a Gourmand. So we can search for a 4-coster. We can get an Event Horizon here, which we won't pop. I think we just push in the remote server now. Funny enough. Yeah, you intentionally trying to avoid scoring agendas a bit. I was going to let them dream to go to 3 points. I think we just let the server go down. I think we just put this on the remote server. I'll score it eventually. I wanted to get a Holloman though. Oh yeah, that does work. That's funny. I could see us wanting 2 measures. Let's just get rid of let them dream. I was gonna get a Holloman. It's not a bit. I was gonna, trash the thing. Okay, Rio's fired once. It's always a surprise on JNet where it's like, here's your text. You're like, wait, what? Mystic eats a botchless randomly. Okay. Jeff, I don't want to score this, dog. Funny enough, you can always slash and burn this and save 1 slash and burn. Yeah. The thing is, like, we just threw out another agenda, but we could do advance slash. I mean, like, it doesn't do much. I'd rather have the slash in hand, but like, we're not doing anything. Like, triple advance credits, not better, huh? I think we just have to do it. So this is a cool thing. You can search archives for the slash and just put it on the bottom of the deck. Oh, you actually got it back to hand. Wait a second. You can add it back to hand. Wait a second. Wait, that's way better. Wait, this is a free seamless launch forever with Let Them Dream. Wait a second. This is absurd. That is good, actually. I don't think I've ever done that. Just free seamless forever? Getting the 3 points sooner as FA above the line to hand so you can just FA out? What about if we just do this forever? Oh, they're on Onacom. Okay, so that's the second steel skin. One's on the bottom of the deck. Their money's not there. All they have is a Rising Tide. Yeah, I've never seen that. I mean, we have infinite seamless. Second steel skin played. So they played 2 steel skins. So there's one at the bottom of the deck. They didn't shuffle yet. And Onacom's a lot better with Audrey, unfortunately. I think he's lost both Audreys. It's like whether we want to ISO against Katurga. Because the Botulus could get there, but we have no Botuluses left. So like we could play around a single Katurga or not. I mean, fucking grind. But I think we just put the Antil. It's written the write-up. It's a long write-up. 3 equals infinite. It's infinite. I hate that this is the play. I think a Katurga maybe gets us. I could draw once, but I don't want to discard. We could put Fun on the table, but Fueno's, she's hungry. And he's been paying for Fueno. That was a good gamble. It was like gain 7, draw cards. Always pretty good. There's no more rewrite. That sounds like a program. It's an echelon. Nice. Ooh. Okay, this seems like it's going to be expensive for someone. So we break this for 2. So very importantly, we can fire the Event Horizon before envelopment cracks. So in theory, there's a window here to fire it. We can get a 3-cost decoder and just end this run. Because notably, the subroutine hasn't resolved yet if you want to react to it. So this is the window where firing Event Horizon actually makes sense, right? Like you don't have to let them resolve. After they choose not to break, they pass priority to you. So we can protect our envelopment. If we produce a code gate here, I think it's fine. Like we still have an Afshar. I think we just crack it. All this is overinstalling a cohort. Our signature move. So we'll just do this to get Afshar for the remote. Notably, Phoenix doesn't fire and Raindrops doesn't fire because they broke all subroutines. So you get around both texts on that, which is really good. Again, when they choose not to break, they pass priority to you. You can crack it. Resonant Antil for 1. Okay, so we can do Aziev slash. We can trash. I mean, not really. Aziev slash, we have the FUD in hand. If we can trash a 1-coster, we can get a 0-coster. I want ice for archives. I think we just overinstall and push into here. He keeps paying for Fencer. I think Fencer has been like the best ice we have. Let them can search HQ for an agenda, add to HQ for when you really want to stun on the runner. Yep. I mean, I do that more often than not. Like, we played a fair bit of Bangoon. Diogenes, how's it going, by the way? I wonder if we do tempo slash, like we do spin doctor, sorry, Aziev spin doctor, we slash the thing. He would have to figure out how to get through this immediately. And envelopment, if it gets an event horizon, you have to run it twice. Think team just windmill the shit out? I know, we have to just windmill the shit out. I don't think we tempo slash. I think we just put this in the remote server and we put 2 on the table and say stay busy. Yeah, I think we just put stuff on the table. Figure it out. You paid for your FUD. I'm not going to res the FUD because you paid for Fencer. Okay, gets it in 1. It's fine. Takes a click. Doesn't fire Lou text. We'll res this. So we have points. This can be trash for 1. This is our second spin. Otherwise, we shuffle back a Mavirus and a Let Them Dream. I mean, that's at least the Mavirus is a killer start. We definitely want a second server. I think we might have went too tall on this one. I don't mind ice back. Like, we want to ice archives against a Katurga, I think. But it might be guaranteed to get a Katurga off centrals. We can only break barriers and sentries. The deck only has 2 code gates, though, so you will be able to get in somewhere. What else do we want back, though? We have 1 more Regolith. We have 1 more Antil. The FUD is always good. We're down to, like, 12 hit points. I just can't see a FUD server. With 2 slashes in hand, though, that could be just a FUD server in general. Notably, if we do Makota as Yef and trash the Makota, the FUD that we get can't be... So maybe we should leave FUD so that we can get the FUD in the server and we get a powers on the table. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll trash the Makota. Okay. Still a bit expensive. For us, I mean. We can get a 3-coster instant speed, so now we can get him a virus, which is not last click, but this is only a single. Okay. They also can't get Phoenix text here. Wow, jack out. Wild. Okay. Okay, so we can do a ZF, trash Makota, get a Powers. Powers gets FUT. We take 3 cards out of hand. Fine. Are we near bankrupt? Yes. We get Slash here. Slash could get back a Spin Doctor, but we don't have it. We get Slash to put the agenda in the server. Maybe that's better than FUT. It's just saying get through the server. Our money's bad. Maybe we just get back a Regolith, though. I can't tell. So we can just Slash here. FUT won't see as Yef. Oh, you're right. That one won't see as Yef. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Powers will, not the FUT. Yeah, because it doesn't see the score. It just comes up after as a response to the score. So that means we could bring back a Regolith. We could bring back a Mavirus. Mavirus is not that relevant. I don't think they have any viruses. We could just put an ice on archives, but it's not an ice that'll keep them out. If we slash this, we can trash Makota. Makota could get Powers. Powers could get the slash. Should I shovel the boy to do 3 damage? I'm not convinced. Yeah, maybe. I should have boosted one, but then you just crack it. Yeah, if you guys have Powers or FUT, the FUT won't see this. If yeah, that I get now. Yeah. So we can slash this. I'm still thinking. Yeah, I do agree that they could have, if we boosted it, they just popped the buffer, but now they're playing without any Audreys and maybe no Katurgas. So if we slash this, there's 2 agendas in the bin, which is not the worst thing. We can score it. We can go get a 1-coster. We can go get a Powers. Powers can put the slash and burn onto the table, which is lethal. And then we win by doing advance event slash. Yeah, I think we just try and close the game out this turn. What are we doing with the click left? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe we overcook this. We definitely overcook this. So this sees the trigger. We'll do SDF first. Wow, they're on transfers. We knocked 2 transfers. 17 influence. Wow, 8 influence and 2 damage is wild. Yeah. Oh, that's sick. So we can get a card back. We can just put the slash in the server. They have to run this twice largely. So we can just click for credit, throw in a single measured. I mean, that's fine. Because next time we do advance event slash. They have 10 credits, like they could get in here. But if they do, it's like not the end of the world. Sick. Raindrops archives. I mean, they're getting points. So they're on 3. So they win in 2 agenda steals. That might be risky. The purge doesn't matter. I think they can get it. Yeah, they can just run this twice. Oh, wait. They need to get through this. You're right. I don't think they have a decoder. They need a Katurga. Yeah, I think you're right. The server is safe. The server is not safe in theory. This is the least safe server, but at least the event horizon is there. Yeah, I forgot. If they only have 1 Katurga, 1 Buzzsaw, which is probably what they're on, they can't get through the server because all botchlists are out. They would need like a Scrounge or something. Oof. Okay. This only sees 2 cards, so we could lose. Oh, actually, no, it's not very likely to lose. This also is broken for like 7 credits. 6, I think. 5? No. It is 6. It's just they have Taka. So they're forcing the fire subroutine so they can get Phoenix to fire, which means we can just throw out the agenda with Phoenix, which is kind of funny. Like Phoenix to HE pressure doesn't actually work all the time. So they've resolved a subroutine. But notably, we can just throw out an agenda now. Exactly 10 credits on white space? Yeah. You call it shite space? I like white space a lot. Okay, so Phoenix fires first. They get a credit. We can discard a card. So we, in theory, can throw out an agenda, which means now they have to run archives to get it. So it just takes them another click. If we throw out a non-agenda, their odds get better. So like it always incentivizes you to throw out an agenda. The bigger issue is if they hit the slash and burn, though, they buy themselves a turn. That's like the nightmare. So we should keep the slash and burn and hope. So I'm going to throw out the green mail and just say touch, right? Like I think Phoenix can just help you as a corporation. So mask, they can take a tag to trash it. Measured. Okay. We survived that. If they stole this, we would not win next turn. Unless we top decked really well. They have 2 clicks, so we have no more code gates we can produce, so they have to run. All right, that's game. Hey, GG. Yeah, the Mavirus play is like so bad against an Audrey deck. GG. Thanks for the game. Yeah, that's really, really rough. We like hard purged them twice during runs, so not only does the run get stuffed, but we got our subroutine to fire. Yeah. Yeah, and the more I play Phoenix, the more like I don't like the ID text, right? Like it seems to be so good because it's disruptive. But like, admittedly, this only triggered once or twice, and we were able to lock out an Audrey. An Audrey deck, once it starts running, it snowballs. So if you stop that happening, it hurts. But like using HQ pressure with Phoenix is like so difficult because it's kind of like sabotage, where it's like if you can't pin a Spin Doctor or make Archives a threat, they just throw out their best cards. Doc Rhymes, hey, good game. Did we just play? Yeah, it's a weird matchup. But yeah, Phoenix fired, I think, twice, and one of them actually might have helped us. But actually, no. If we had the extra card in hand, it would have protected the slash, which is more important. Ah, good game. Yeah, we couldn't see what your influence was. I'm assuming 2 Onicoms, and then like once we lost the second Audrey, and then, you know, we saw 1 Katurga, maybe they're not coming back. How's the Phoenix deck been so far? I mean, I struggled to close the game out. I think I might just need to establish more economy. Because I think what's happening is we're getting to the mid game and be like, oh, we have this play here, but it's very expensive, and then we bottom out. I think there's also maybe a turn where we trash the Audrey. We should have trashed the Rising Tide. Because Tang, the run that you made, so firstly, the run that you made to trash the what's it called? The Regolith was perfect. That was like the best run you could have made. However, if you let the envelopment trash itself, we already fired Op and it would have fired Phoenix. So I think you definitely wanted to let the envelopment instead of like clicking for a credit to do it back, to like break the envelopment. Because we had already purged with Mavirus, so envelopment was just a free trash and you would have fired Phoenix. But if that's the case, like maybe we should have trashed the Rising Tide because I think we could have suffocated the Audrey. You get EH? Yeah, but I already opt. I already opt on the Mavirus purge on the Winchester to get the Regolith. So you were good. You were good. It's not obvious on JNet, but like I wish JNet displayed whether you've done your once per turn triggers. But we already opt to get the Mavirus into the Regolith in the first place. Yeah. So like it was a safe trash and it would have fired Ryu. So it was like a unfortunate break there because it cost you a fair bit. It cost you like 2 credits and then click. And a card from my hand, which might have mattered. I don't know. Good game, though. That was fun. All right. I think we can do one more. I mentioned this earlier. My stomach's been pretty bad today for the last couple days. It's actually not bad today, but I've like barely eaten. So like overextending is probably a mistake, but we can definitely do one more. I'm eating like rice and fruit and stuff. And like that doesn't hold forever. Oh, Delbulb. Hey, what's up? What's good? Best of luck, have fun. All right, I'm assuming we're playing a no-nonsense Lou deck, so just yet. But I don't know if Delbulb is on a weird Lou. Might be Stealth Lou, actually, which Delbub's played a fair bit. I think that's fine. This hand seems relatively good. We have Mask Anthill play, which is nice. It loses the Pinhole. I think Lou has a big reason to play 3 Pinholes, but I mean, we're always going to lose something to a Pinhole. Both kept. All right, wall-to-wall on the table as well. I don't know if we want to do 2. I don't know if we need Ice HQ. We only have like 1.5 good targets there. We could do Anthill, Mask, click for a credit. That puts us at 6, which doesn't change too much. Because if you botchless the Mask, you probably don't break the credits. You break them the run. The wall-to-wall we could just put on the table naked, but then Lou might trigger text. Maybe we can just overwhelm Lou. I don't know. This is actually like a really important thing to be like on turn 1, do you put this on the table or not? Let's try it. I mean, it looks like a Svi. Sometimes you can overwhelm, but he kept his hand. So we'll see if he has the early Fueno or Gourmand or whatever. All right, so we're gonna start with the wall-to-wall. We just lose this for 2 credits. Maybe that's not that bad. So no sure gamble. Fueno turn 1, Paladin turn 1. All right. I mean, Standard Anarchy is so funny where they install 2 cards on the table on turn 1 that are gonna get like 11 credits. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm off. All right, we have the Anthill Makota as well, which is super nice. After usually goes on HQ, but we have no big incentive to do that. We're not really set up for 2 servers either, but the code into Anthill is pretty good against like Pinhole, and all the money's offshored here. So like finding sooner than later a purge is pretty good if all the money's like hinging on this fermenter. I love putting credits on rats. I mean, God, I'm so happy for these things to be gone eventually. So we have the Makota play. A Svi would be okay here. That's really nice. So we can put all our eggs in one basket. The Fermenter Purge can hit something, but the Antil is probably going to do something. This also can respond if there's a Boomerang or a Botulus. Ilya, how's it going? I watched a bit of your stream yesterday, which was really fun to hear your opinions on Cascadia and your experience, and then how to play this. I'm assuming this is Ilya, right? Action? No, you're good. Don't want to purge Fermenter on 2. Ooh, Pinhole. Okay, cool. So unfortunately, we have a goated Pinhole. It either purges the Fermenter because you have to touch a card, or we get a like. This is such a good. This is a certainly good Makota. So we res the Makota. So the only thing you can do now is purge yourself. If we purge them a virus, we can go get a 2-coster and put it on HQ, which you can't touch. But the only 2-cost upgrade we have is the Holoman. So like you either purge yourself. I think he just purges himself. You can't not touch cards. Well, you can touch one of these. We could crack them a virus for an ice to force one of these, but I think if he purges himself, we're not super upset. Because we can just get another Mavirus. Yeah, it's me. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll purge. We could have rezzed it for a net damage as well, but I don't want to pay 3 cards for a net damage here. Yeah, the Makota is fun. This again is a 3-cost trash Antil, so Delbulb just needed to click for, I think, a credit or 2 there. Just 2 credits, actually, because Lou just fired off of the Mavirus. Actually, maybe purging Mavirus to stop Lou from triggering was worth something. Because it was a card and a credit, which Delbulb needs the money, especially because Fermenter is now dead. I guess it wouldn't purge. No, it still would have purged a Fermenter. It just would have cost us. Yeah, the Makota had some like really fun lions. All right, Gachapon. So can respond. All right, Antil gets something. I'm assuming. What can we do here? We can do Aziev Slash and Burn for damage. We can get a 2-coster, and that turns off Aziev. The 2-coster could be ice. We can just push the Aziev. Aziev could trash the Makota. Makota can get our boy. So we have here. We have 3 damage. The only problem is you have to watch out. You can't put the boy in the Aziev server. But we have no reason for that to be an issue. Do we just get boy here? Probs Rego? I mean, I have run out of money in the mid game a fair bit. So I could see us just going for Rego, but we could go for boys. We could Aziev Slash for boys. We'll just go Rego. It's a 5 trash Rego, which is sick. So I want to ice HQ. I want to ice this, and then we hit this once. Yeah, we definitely need to empty 1 Rego. I don't know how fast we have to go for this. So Gachapon can contest this relatively easily. So we'll just do 1, 2, and again, 5 trash Rego off Pinhole. I mean, the fact that this is like, again, Managarm versus Pinhole is sick. All right, so we found it is stealth. Okay, so we might be on 1 stealth trick, but Penrose is down, so it's a Fractor this turn, but this was done on our turn, so I don't think it works. Yeah, so if he does this on our turn, which he does, this doesn't work. It's 40 car Lou. Yes, I think this is stealth Lou, and I think we're seeing the Penrose. I think there's 1 stealth trick. So like after image is something, that's 1 stealth credit to break Event Horizon. But I think there's another stealth payoff. Maybe he's not on Corsair at this point. I don't know if he's on Baker. I don't think he is. I think he's just on stealth and like charging twinning a bit more because of the mantle. So Tungsten's kept. Sorry, removed. Steelskin's removed. It's nice you don't have to click 3 on Rego because you don't have to die in Pinhole. Yeah, yeah. 5 trash Regolith is like pretty good. It's pretty cool. So far today, no one's trashed a Makota, but also like rezzing the ice on the server is cheap. Like this has defensive stink. Is it the matchup where Lampades is good? Yes, in theory. But like generate stealth credits. That's the hard thing. Okay, no trigger here. We have a Svi, which we could put on the table. With Fueno, we don't really want to. We can just take 9. We can also take 6 and put Holoman. I think we just want to take money off of this because we're going to do the damage trick next turn. We do want to get a Mavirus sooner than later. Archives is poisoned. But like so much of the money is now the Daily Cast and the Fermenter. God, Daily Cast is really good. I think we just take 9 pass. So ideally you trash the Regolith by clicking it once, which gets a 1-coster while getting you 3 credits. If we just Aziev it, it's the same. We lose 3 credits. But like we don't lose value. Single? Interesting. I'm trying to find something for Fencer, I think. Our boy, our beautiful boy. The boy's incoming? Yeah, he just left. Why is our pretty boy in the bin? No. Okay, so we can do a powers line. That was a click to draw a card and get a credit. It was a really good click. This is our boy's obviously a one of. Yeah, our boy. Our beautiful baby boys. All right, so Mavirus is pretty hot here. We definitely have to keep pushing forward. There's a liquidity issue if a Mavirus shows up, but there's nothing to do start a turn. Trashing a cast on 6 is good. But that's all we do. Okay, so there's a lot of lines here. Slab as you have get powers, get FUT. Yeah, it gives him a thing to charge, but I think that's what we want to do. The FUT won't fire though, right? So it gets it in the server. And then we're not really contesting anything. We also just give 2 points, which I don't think we want to be doing. I don't think his loot deck can be on Hermes, which is good. Because it spends influence on stealth. But like, I don't know if we want to do that, because getting the FUT is fine. If he goes Archives as a purge, okay. Leah, I'm going to trust you on this. I wouldn't have done that. We give 2 points, but we have a FUT and we have a purge. Maybe that's worth something. So new server, advance, / score, trash, powers, power C's. We do Azia first. We do hit an after image and a mantle. I can't imagine better hits. That's messed up. There might be recursion, but I don't think so. But the mantle is also really important. Those are absurdly good hits. Holy shit. FUT in server 1 and pass. Sindarin, what's up? How you doing? Man, knocking out the cat. Get back Mav. Honestly, get back Mav I'm kind of into. It might have been better than the FUT. Because then we can purge for tempo immediately. Res FUT? Oh yeah, sure. Hold on. Meant to res that, if you don't mind. Yeah. Counter P1. Yeah, the Mavirus actually might have been a bit better because he's gonna get back into it. I'm a little under the weather. Sorry to hear. Hopefully you're feeling better. Feels like it is that time of the year somehow. I've been struggling with my stomach the last 2 days, and maybe it's just stress. I don't know. Yeah, with Magoti, it's even better. It's a bit cheaper. It's also a 5 credit pinhole. But I think losing the after image is important. Yeah, this is going to come down for sure. Okay. The thing is, like, what do you do now? Jam behind an envelopment? If he's on Corsair, which I hope he's not, it's going to be a bit of work. But if he's on Rising Tide, the early envelopment into Holloman like holds for a bit. Well, like maybe we don't do Holloman. Maybe we just do Raw above the law. I definitely want him a virus. Okay, 9 credits. So now purging's less good. I think the Mavirus might have been better. I don't know. Because Mavirus also gets us a 2-cost ice, and a 2-cost ice means we can get a 1-coster from our deck. Jamming a blah blah is pretty good. Yeah, this is a really hard thing for people to break. Oh, undoes it. Yeah, cool. He might not have any way to break sentries. I don't know if this deck is on a simul chip. And then the mantle means that he only has Taka for stealth. Maybe he's on 2 copies of the Run HQ one, which wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, I like Mav more than FUT, but maybe FUT will be better in the future. It's like purging these fermenters and then getting something. Oh my god, disgusting. Isn't the deck on Praxis to get breakers back? I don't know. It's a 40 card deck, so I'd be surprised. There's no like tag synergy. Yeah, sometimes they're on a Praxis. You're right, because Praxis can return the stealth card, the Penumbral Toolkit. It's not bad. Yeah, so it could be on our Praxis for sure. But I think that just adds more issues, and it only works on threat 3, so like we have some time. But yeah, I think you're right. One of the lists was on a Praxis. Okay, bigger fermenter get cracked. All the fermenters get cracked? We're checking archives. Okay, I guess. So we force some damage here. We do lose 2 points, though, and a good 2-pointer. We get our purge. Let's see if we hit Steel Skins. There's only 2 more in the game. We hit a tide and a gamble. I mean, okay. Lost a breaker, lost some money. Oof, I don't like this. I think we just push. 13 credits, lost a tide, though. He has to crack because of Mav. No, for sure. Yeah, that was the fork. But I don't think you crack. I think there's a chance you just tank it and still have a fermenter. If you can test above the law, he'd be on threat. Yeah, we don't have it measured, though. But I think we definitely push this. I don't know what we do for our last click. I think we do above the law envelopment. I think we either draw or we put a Holloman in server 1. Tide Beams envelopment is nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good hit for us. Do we draw or click for credit? I think we definitely do this, but then we should be drawing first. Either we put this in server 1, which I think is better, and we slide it over and score this, not cheaper, but faster. Because we score this for 6 instead of a whole turn for 3. Yeah, this seems fine. And again, the above the law will knock out, we'll see, probably Taka, considering it's a stealth deck. We'll see what other companions there are. Yo, Ba, you can definitely put the hollow in too, so you can jam the next turn. Yeah, we definitely want to. How you been, Ba? So second steel skin. First one's here. It's a svelte 40 card deck, so I don't know if it's on raindrops. Never mind, why do I say these things? Okay, good thing is like envelopment looks bad, but it only fires one end to run 17, so it doesn't draw like 17 cards because the first end to run fires. So we do cycle forward. Yeah, companions loaded bases, so you got some options here. I definitely see an install. Maybe actually Penrose he should have boosted. I don't know if I hit the button too fast. Yeah, that tracks. He did draw a card, but like you're gonna boost there anyways. He told me to fire though. Oh, the JNet bug. Yeah, I did it too fast. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so you want to boost this thing. Just so that you've used stealth credits. You can only do Taka during a run, but yeah, you always boost there. Grinder activated? I mean, we're halfway there. Show us a big old daily cast or something. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I mean, we trashed that, right? I think we have to, yeah, this is gonna feel bad. Okay, we could draw once here. Oh my god, in chat. Okay, the one thing we could draw is powers, but we don't have powers, so I think we just draw this and push the next thing. This is so unfortunate that we get the twinning. I guess we'll just hit the damage first. We hit a Nuka, a twinning, and a Lampades! He believed! We had a Svi! Oh, that's awful. We're now on threat. We can put the Let Them Dream. The issue is like money is not great. But I think no matter what, we're happy with the interaction. Yeah, I think we just push this. We could just click for credit. I think I'm just clicking for credit. I don't think we have to do anything sharp here. Yo, Lloyd, what's up? Yeah, I mean, that's brutal. Pass your DreamNet. Pass. With Little Ice isn't a problem, but yeah, it's a consideration. Sorry, Melanomi? You could push Fee behind the environmental and sell it soon. Yeah, I wanted to push the agenda. So we have Penumbral. Second twinning is there. Okay, so take that, us. But I might put Svi in S5. Don't we have to score this, though? I thought we had to score this, because with Let Them Dream, we can go get, I don't know. Doesn't contest the Let Them Dream, you score and win on Green Mail. Yeah, we have to top deck a Green Mail. So he needs to run here or install, or like he has to charge the twinning. But again, every time he runs, FUD can do some damage. And if we top deck an Azyef, like he might just die. I don't want to pull Green Mail into an HQ with 3 cards in hand. Ooh, Pinhole. So the Hallman's probably going down, I guess. LDD pulls an agenda, yeah, but we have to hold it behind a breakable ice. Like he doesn't know it's breakable. So it's a FUD for 5. I love it. He does have 16 credits somehow. Okay, so that charges his stuff, which is good. So if he wants to swipe 2 on R&D, he can. But now we have this server for Svi. Yeah, I wanted to keep fudding for sure. Twinning makes sense, maximize the twinning. Okay, so we can Let Them Dream this. It cost us 5 credits, we're down to 2. We can put Svi in server 1, but then we're on 2 credits and the server goes down. The Makoto was good, but like, not amazing. It was good. So if we score the Let Them Dream, we're bankrupt, right? Because it cost us 5 credits. We're down to 2. We saw the Vent Rising, they click for credit. We have a mask at 3. Definitely score. I mean, we're bankrupt. I mean, maybe this mask holds. We've seen one Rising Tide. All right, fine. What are we doing? We're bottoming with this? Oh, we have Makoto. Shut up. Yeah. Without Fat Def, do not score. I'm Sleeper, I'm in. So could we just push Green Mail into server 1? We can put Scream Mail into server 1. Put this Svi on the Makoto. Yeah, I like this Svi on the Makoto a bit better. But what are we doing with this? Score fetch Green Mail, slam it in Makoto server. I mean, yeah, there's definitely that line. Like, I don't mind that line. So we put it on the server. He has to have 4 clicks to break Makoto. I don't think he's on Botulus. We've seen 1 Fractor. We've seen one decoder, one killer. You could maybe flicker Penrose. I don't think he's on multiple copies. He has to break this. If we put the Event Horizon, we have Event Horizon on 4. I mean, yeah, I think we just push it. Yeah, the Makoto line raises the Event Horizon for free, and then Event Horizon becomes a code gate. Or yeah, I'm gonna fetch it. I'm gonna try. This is weird, but like fun. Because like we have enough money to res either of these ice if one gets pinned, and obviously the Event Horizon has text, and we saw the killers in the bin. Now you can break this by paying 6, but then can you break the thing that we present after it? Which I'm assuming we at least have another Maskarovka somewhere. Ooh, Gachapon run is hard, because now we have to just make a hard call here. Because if we do the Event Horizon, we res it, we bankrupt ourselves. If the Event Horizon whiffs, like you just pay 6. So you probably pay 6. Once we pay 6, we can't res the mask behind it. But then we can crack this to end the run to go get something. And we have to get a barrier and just hope that Gachapon doesn't get it. Yeah, I think we just res this anyways and just say, like, okay, pay 6, and then hopefully that your Gachapon doesn't get there. The Gachapon looks at most of the deck. The question is, the deck is on 2 Rising Tides. My guess is it probably is. And then you have to find the Rising Tide in the top 6 and then install it and then run back. Which, I mean, it's something. Yeah, the mask is fine too. It keeps 1 credit, which could matter off of Slash and Burn top deck. But the Event Horizon is going to make more money get spent, and then we can fire it and force a run back. Event Horizon is the winning line IMO, but I think it's pretty wacky. Yeah, it's pretty weird with the Gachapon because he has all the information on what this can get. Yeah, I think he's probably on 2 tides. Yeah, fire all, so he has to pay 6. So that's good. And then we crack the Event Horizon and just say run back. We could also just trade this and say, like, you don't have a killer. Running Event Horizon next turn is going to be bad. Because right now we're saying you have 1 run to go find your Gachapon breaker. We don't think he's on botchless. If he finds a Rising Tide, it's about a 50% chance. He knows a bit more. He can't install a breaker from hand. The thing is, even if we crack the Event Horizon, we can't win this turn. So I don't think we crack the Event Horizon. Burning money from is super perfect. The deck is Econ Grinder. But I don't know. Do we even pop the Event Horizon? I think just having an Event Horizon is good. He goes to 3 points. He trashes the Makoto. Twinning charges. 40 card loot decks runs out of cash. Yeah, well, we haven't found the console yet. The console's gonna be a lot of money. I don't know. We can top deck a green mail. Yeah, let's see what happens. Taka's a problem. Yeah, but you can always boost Taka. Like, even if you run. So we'll end the run. We'll search for a mask. Even searching for an Antil for server 5 is like maybe a play. And just giving up on the green mail and saying, hey, we have money. Because now we're bankrupt, which is the issue. So he has to run and Gachapon and has to get the breaker. Which, like, we've seen 1 Rising Tide. He doesn't have it. He found a Corsair, but he has 3 stealth credits. He can do it. But he has the Corsair. So he's on 1 Corsair, 1 Gachapon, 1 Rising Tide. Okay. So we're sailing the high seas. So this is 3 strength. So you need to spend 1 stealth credit and then probably 2 more credits. I think Antil might have been better. Just to be like, okay, at least we're going to get money. You get 1 point. Yeah, his last write-up said not to play the Corsair. So it looks like he's on 1 and 1, which that makes a fair bit of sense. I think the Corsair is better than Rising Tide here too. Yeah, we finally have the BattleBoats. All right, so we're gonna lose the green mail. We have no chance of winning on the top deck. He did remove his tungsten, so the Corsair interaction is not gonna be relevant. Oh, he's gonna trash our beautiful, beautiful Makoto. Imagine if server 1 was a Svi though. Holy shit! Imagine the server 1 was a Svi. Oh my god, it would have been so good. 6 credits Svi trash as well. All right, we're bankrupt. I don't know if I like what we did there. I don't think we should have forced that issue like that. Ugly. Yeah, I like the Svi push better. It puts us on no money, but if the Svi survives, we trash envelopment, we score green mail from hand. I think that was way more of an inspired play to be like, they think this is that, we have to fire it. And then you still like hem and haw about it. Imagine trashing the only Taka in the deck with a bubble instead of twinning. The deck has 2 Takas for sure. And even then, if it doesn't, it has multiple copies of Penumbral. So like, sure, The list being on 2 twinnings was also probably a given though, and we might just lose to 1 R&D run, which is like really painful. Like we're not out of it. We're definitely not out of it here. So next turn, like this server costs 4. He's on 9. Yeah, we definitely should have jammed the Svi. The Svi would have been a lot to trash, and he have to trash or we win. Yeah, I think we definitely have to put ice on R&D. Both of these are expensive to deal with, but we can only res one of them. I should have clicked for a credit. Don't worry, we got this tithe on 0 credits. Yeah, I think this is bad now. This V definitely needs to survive, which is good. It needs, we need it to survive for obvious reasons. Because even just threatening to be on 4 credits with a Hollow Man is like, well, technically we need to be on 5. So this has to be a Svi. I don't think I planned the turn out, but like obviously installing the tithe and not clicking for credits is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think it's surviving. I think you just run it. I think this Svi might be better here. We should swap the Hollow Man over. Yeah, there's no way you don't run this. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, 2 credits is pretty good. Okay, so we're going to trash this with Fencer Fueno. So cost 3 gets a card forward. We're twinning on 3, which means we can swipe R&D. We have no shuffle effect, so that's going to lock R&D. And on 0 credits, you probably should go 3 here on R&D, especially because you're not doing measured. I guess we're swiping the hand. You can clear measured from it, which they don't usually come back. And I guess if we have agendas, they don't go anywhere. These will cost real credits. Fetching Anthill might be better in hindsight. I agree. I think fetching Anthill is way better because it was last click and it gets us back in the game. And it draws us cards, which like if we draw a green mail, we draw a slash and burn combo. Because now we're like bottomed out. We used most of the twinning. Yeah, we're in a really, really bad spot here. Casts, yeah. Yucks. Stavka is actually the best dice we have because I don't think Delbob can break Stavka. So we need to use this well. The problem is I don't think we can present issues this turn. The best case scenario is that we put Hostile on the table, but I think we'd have to click for credits. Faith in his deck's ability to recover. Yeah, it might be there. But I think the biggest thing is like he probably won't be able to break sentries. And so like a Stavka face check is reasonable and Event Horizon face check is expensive. But I'm just worried about him seeing 3 on R&D. We can just lose. Oh, there is a Praxis. Okay, so we're cooked. Yeah. So this is the 1 recursion card, which means this will bring back the Sentry Breaker. So Stavka now gets bypassed for 2, so our sentries are now useless. We've turned the turn 10 corner, which is a bit frightening. So we get a 1 cost after image. So as long as you have 2 stealth credits, which is not always a given, I think there's maybe 1 more penumbral, but we could consider counting influence at this point. But this needs 2 stealth credits. So it's not every turn it can do its stuff. And it needs stealth credits to boost. So 7-string Stavka requires 2 stealth credits or you're in a bad spot. We're down to 8 cards. He knows we have a measured. He also has a tag. Credit up for when you draw Mav Rego. Yeah. All right. So if we res this, he breaks it for Trickster Taka. I think we need the money. This seems grim. Yeah, this is really bad. He's dripping for like 5 credits a turn and we're clicking for credits. I think we needed to go for the Anthill. I think he always res a tithe here. Well, now Taka has a problem, right? Because you have to run. I don't think we were playing around Steel 2 agendas. Maybe we do it because we're op and we want to get a 1 coster. 2 credits less is 2 credits. It's 1 credit from after image and it's a Taka credit. So I don't know if it matters, right? Because Taka breaks it for 1 and it's a 1 Taka credit. Right, like losing 2 was not good there, but like now there's a Taka issue, like you have to run, which is not a huge issue, but it means you can't clear the tag. Like you're now in a weird spot between. Oh, we're filling a tag. So now we definitely. Oh, I guess if we res, it doesn't make any difference. We just have to run. So we're floating a tag. Yeah, we didn't know he was going to steal 2, but regardless, I don't think spending the Taka credit is worth it. Do we trash the twinning? I think we have to, but we're on game point anyways. So he runs everything for pennies. Maybe it's more important we trash the Taka. If he trashes the Taka, he might only have like one more stealth credit source. We guess have to count influence. The problem is like Tithe doesn't keep him out. So like the 20 is going to matter anyways. So we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he might be on one more penumbral. So trashing the Taka buys us a window, but it's not a great window. The top of R&D is not known. I think we saw 3, stole 2, Event Horizon. So that can lose out of nowhere. After Image doesn't need stealth credits to break Tithe. I think we have to trash the Taka though. The thing is like he probably is on 2 Taka. I think this list is on 2 Taka. So I don't even know if trashing Taka is that good. Because there's no way you play stealth list with 1 Taka. I'd be super, super surprised. I think you have to trash the 20 and click for 2 and just hope. But yeah, we have very, very narrow margins here. Yeah. Trash Taka 2 install Stavka. The deck has another Taka for sure, and it has another penumbral. Like there's no shot he's playing 1 Taka in a stealth deck. Because he needs it to run. Like I think that's all we got. Pass at 1 credit. We have a whole turn to click for credits. Trashing Taka removes 2 credits? Sort of. I guess we have to res this for the run back. So this is going to be a single, but like every agenda now wins. Not trashed. That's good. Now, if it's not an agenda, what is it, right? Like, will you trash measures? Probably not. We're down to our bottom 6. So like, what is the long-term econ here? Pally's going to leave soon, but we'll probably just install a Keiko. Another cast. That's bad. Okay, so he knows the Event Horizon. He knows the Envelopment. We always try and draw to break lock, and then if a green mail survives on HQ, we're good. The Tithe is not good here. We still have the Taka issue. If we install Stavka, we'll have 3 stealth credits, which is also not great. The thing is, like, if we put Tithe into Event Horizon, it's still only 2 credits, which is not great. So, like, maybe we can get a mistake where he runs into a 3 credit run, but that doesn't seem very likely. Like, the whole game is clearly in R&D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many agendas are in the deck? Like 11? 11, yeah. So there's 4 and 20, 1 and 5. So not awful odds. I mean, I got nothing going on. Maybe he's not on a console, but it'd be hard not to play Keiko because it just gives you a credit a turn. Yeah, getting out of the money hole is really bad. We need a Regolith land. Remove Keiko with Gachapon? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, both of them. Okay, so there's no console. I don't expect a third Keiko. So Nose, Envelopment, Event Horizon at the top of the deck. Probably just going to click for credits. I don't know if you need to run HQ. It's probably not going to cost you anything to do it. Yeah, just click for 3. If we click for 5, again, if there's ever a run back, we can blow out with Stavka. But we also can use Stavka just like to do tricks. We can put a hostile in server 1 just to keep busy, but I think just clicking for 3 is probably a bit more important. White space I don't see ever mattering. I wonder if trashing the 1 Taka is good, but his hand is like a Taka. It's a penumbral. Maybe another Nuka, because I could see the deck being on 2 Nukas. Yeah, it looks really rough. I'm not sure. We also could just like start drawing really quickly, and then he has to like flush HQ and get lucky on singles. Because if we do draw the last green mail, it could survive. Also with the Holloman now a 4/2 is relevant. So either you have to deal with the Holloman or you swipe HQ here. It's pretty easy to deal with the Holloman. Because yeah, with the Holloman we can score a 3/2 from hand. Okay, so we res the Stavka. The problem is the after image breaks it for 1. On a turn that's important, we have to res it. And probably it's not this run. Like we can't stop the run. We can take a card out of the deck, but we want to do that on a later click if anything. So it's 4 and 19. I think the turn we pushed the green mail was the last one we had to push the Svi, and then Svi was more important. I agree. I think on the Svi turn we should have pushed it, and because we didn't push it, then instead of the Maskarovka, we should pull the Antil, because that gives us card draw and credits, so we're not clicking for money. I think those were our misplays. Is pushing the Svi, but if we didn't push the Svi, we should have grabbed the Antil, because the Antil was fine. It was safe, and all we needed is card draw and money because we had a Holloman on the table. The deck has one more 3/2 in it, so a lot of the agendas we can't actually top deck. Okay, so if he fires this, we can shuffle. Oh, that's sick. That's actually really good for us, because now we have a new card on top of the deck. So now he has to run because there's a 1 in 18 chance we draw a green mail. The thing is, like, he can't run 3 sentries. Are we blowing him out? Is this good for us? He has to run for the single, I guess. I think we got him. He definitely can touch 1, but if that doesn't work, this fires. So yeah, we have a 7 strength. So we have the big Stavka. We did set it up. So this is why we didn't res this, to play around this, where any turn he runs with not 3 counters. So this will fire. The issue is this won't win the game. He has 1 shot of a 5 in 18 in R&D. So if he takes it here, it's like such a good run. The problem is also this remote server doesn't keep him out. But this has to fire. Misplay not going for traces on 27 credits. Yeah. Yeah, I think he should have traced the Winchester. So we have to trash something. Now, admittedly, the server stops mattering when he has credits. Does he have any more tides? We don't know. We definitely get rid of the after image. He could be on another Praxis. He could be on another tide, but I think he's on 1 course or 1 tide. Penrose, he might be on Penrose Buzzsaw or just 1 Penrose. The after on HQ is like relevant if we get rid of the Penrose. The Corsair's revving its barriers, but we have no barriers on Centrals. So I think we just get rid of the Penrose. The thing is, like, the Penrose he might have a backup for. It might just be the Corsair, and then we just push an agenda behind the mask and say, I don't care. I can't tell. We only have 2 code gates, so. Now, he does get an Axis here. Yeah, exactly. We only have 2 code gates. One's here, one's in the bin. So, like, yeah, the Penrose, it's good for HQ because we have a code gate there, but we can just put a barrier there, I guess. But this server does not keep him out if he has more credits than us. That's really funny. Yeah, I guess he does see our hand because he cupped it. That was the 1 card he missed. That's really funny. I don't think I appreciated that. Let's have a second Taka, so I don't feel bad about not trashing the Taka. Of course he has 2 Taka. Could still take it here. He can't afford to trash. He did. So we have a chance of drawing the green mail. Checking archives. Okay, legit. Okay. Now, I think we just put a Maskarovka on R&D. I think we just trashed the Tive Winchester, Stavka, and put a Maskarovka on R&D. I think we just wiped the whole server and mask up, and then that's it. I think we just put these on R&D because I don't think he can break any more ice. I don't think he can break barriers anymore. I mean, keeping these around are good, but we just need the money for this. So the Tithe is not bad. The Stavka's, like, these are not bad, but we can't install this and click for 3, can we? It'd be wild to do it, but there's no reason not to do it. Can you can't influence? Yeah. I think we've missed some. So after image is 3, Nuke is 4, 5. I think he's on another one, but we won't say that. 5, 6, 7 Pinhole, 8, 9 Mantle, 10, 11 Penumbral, 12, 13 Penrose. I think he's on another, either Penumbral or Nuka and another Pinhole. Yeah, we definitely trash 1. I think the worst one is the Winchester because you can beat it with money. What a game. What a roller coaster of a game. If he has another Praxis, like getting an envelopment on archives might be important too. Or even just an Event Horizon. But I don't know if his 40 card deck has 2 Praxises in it. Funny enough, like What's that card from System Gateway? We don't care about this. We need to res the Maskarovka. Hostile. Thins the hand. He knows every card in hand besides this embellishment. That's the one that we... No, he knows that. He just saw it. Ooh, I can't believe Paladins lived this long. Even Ty would only allow for one more run on R&D. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, keeping the stock is relevant for that. So Paladin probably leaves. I mean, I think we just click for 3. We could put something in server 1 and just say go for it. Because it looks like an agenda, and we'll see if he has a trick. Because like, if he has a Botchless in hand or another breaker, this is the play. Ah! Okay, I'm glad we checked. He has 2 Rising Tides. What a guy. Okay, very funny. So it's not bulletproof. It's okay, we didn't put the agenda. That's so funny. So we can make 1 run on R&D. We can stack Event Horizons, but it's not that good. Yeah, I thought they'd get pinholed, but like, there's no way we put an agenda behind 1 barrier. I think we just have to top deck Greenmail and not flood. Yeah, of course he holds the Rising Tide. I mean, that's the thing. We saw that he maybe flinched a bit when going through the Tithe. And the thing was that the Tithe was a 1 in 4 to get hit from hand. Like, sure, you have to play around it, but if he didn't have a breaker, maybe we could have seen that the Tithe would have been like an easy, like, oh, just let it go through. Make him run every turn. I mean, yeah, he'll eventually run out of money, but he's not spending that much on the mask. And mind you, the Rising Tide breaks us for 1 credit, functionally. Like, it's a free run. Like, I think we have to put the Event Horizon and make him run through the Event Horizon every turn. The thing is, we just can't go under 3 credits, and he can always make 1 run on R&D. The hostile res reasonable to clear the hand? Probably not. But no, because he doesn't trash it, I don't think. EA's on R&D to make sure he doesn't get a single. Yeah, that might be the play, actually. It's pretty spiteful, but it might be the play. Yeah, I could see it. I think that's how we lose. I hate how we become. Antoine, what's up? The issue is we can't cash this check yet, so we probably should have dumped the Regolith. Yeah, clicking Rego is fine too. I mean, it's now unfortunately 4 in 14 chance. So if he trashes the Regolith, we're upset. But we can't afford to res this because we need to afford to res the mask. There's 1 card he doesn't know. Okay, so now we have an issue, which is like, how do we deal with this? We could draw the Greenmail, click 1. I think you mask the and R&D and EH, but if you have a mask and R&D and EH is both. Sorry? I think we just click for 3 here. Yeah, we could res the Afshar. It does actually cost him 3 credits. At this money, we can now afford to res this. The thing is, it might tell him, but he knows that we need the Maskarovka credit, so this is not a huge telling res. I mean, forcing 3 credits out of a 34 credit lose, not. So now we're like full slot machine. Measured and he's dead. I mean, he does have 32 credits. David, what's up? We have 2 top decks that win. Not that though. Yeah, it's always gonna be a 1 in 5. I think he can make multiple runs though. His money doesn't actually matter. I think we should click 3. %. Eventually he gets there. I don't know. He doesn't run this more though. His money doesn't matter. He has 35. How's the obbing? It's been fun. It's been interesting. We've had a really weird game here. Can't feel like it's trashed. So that's good. When he sees it, he sees new cards, which makes him happy. So he doesn't run back. You see? If the draw for Greenmail was worth it, I don't know. The more we draw, the more we look flooded. Does this do anything? It does damage. Can we get a 2-cost barrier? Doesn't matter. 2-cost code gate? No. 2-cost sentry? Not real. I think we just do grinder. Tell you. You drew 0 spins this game? Yeah, you're right. We'll res them a virus to do 1 net damage. This does 1 net damage technically. Envelopment, nice. Purge. Hit a nuka. Okay, so we have the influence count. I think there's one more pinhole in hand. Yeah, I don't want to purge. Well, thinning the deck is not bad because we have 2 hits here. Oh, he should be running more. I mean, envelopment is money. We could just buy time. This on HQ is better. It actually costs 6. We just need to make sure we have 7. This is so ugly. We have 9 cards in RD. I think 4 of them are agendas. Maybe we should have drawn once. So if we res this Event Horizon, he has to pay 6. Money doesn't actually matter. Yeah, I'd rather have our money. I think this is his 5th 1 in 5, so the numbers should be good. Holding? Yeah, if you run last click, there's not much we can get though. Okay, going back finally. I mean, he should have done this a while ago. I think like the money doesn't matter. He's bound to crit. I mean, we can hope. Cracked it to increase iron density. On the last run, we'll crack it for sure. Because 3 is all we need to score. Still the envelopment. Mighty Ice. Okay, there's no last click. Good game. Always believed in us. What a game in Netrunner. I'll give her the Maskarovka. No. GG. Last card was a steel skin. I don't think I counted 15 influence. That was a weird end game and a half. There was always 1 in HQ. I think I was surprised you didn't run 4 times on most turns. Yeah, we just had to slash and burn, be like a 1 in 5. Those are good odds, right? What a mess of a game. This is how our board states ends, with just 2 servers, right? We're playing Nebula. Fun game though. There was like 1 unknown. Sure, but the money doesn't matter. I think you find it. Yeah, I think you still find it. If it's 1 unknown, like you just need to find it until there's no unknowns. Because that was obviously the unknown that mattered. That happened twice. It's like with 37 credits and a Taka and running HQ costs 6, like I think the game will be over sooner than you can spend all your money. At least that's my read from my side of the table. I was just running until I found a new card. Yeah, I think that's right though. Especially on the turn I wasn't rezzing. Yeah, on the turn that there was no app shards, like I think you just run HQ 4 times. Like your credits don't matter. Yeah, the 3rd Rising Tide got us, which is really funny because on the pop where you got the Corsair, there might have been 2 options. Yeah, now you kill Taka. Yeah. Now you shoot the Taka. Thanks for the game. That was a really goofy game. It had like 4 different stages of like grief. Yeah, that was really funny. There was 4 different stages of like, oh, we're so back. Oh, we so have this. Oh, we're so lost. Oh, we're so back. And then it ended up in like the ugliest end game you'd ever want to see. So the deck had actually only, 4 agendas, right? Because we dealt with 2 of them there. So there's a slash and a green mail. So we're waiting for the slash combo or the green mail combo. If we drew another slash, we're in a really bad spot because that's the one that we can't deal with. Deck is cinema. I mean, we transitioned to grinder. Fun game though. Cool. On that note, I think that's going to be it for a bit. Hopefully you all are well. For those who don't know, we will not be here on Thursday. We're popping out for a bit of a little cabin holiday, which is really exciting. But we will be back on Tuesday. SBT approved Netrunner. What a game. Definitely watch the VOD. The turn that we put the green mail in the remote server, I think it shouldn't have been a green mail. I think it should have been the Svi. And then I think regardless, when we trashed the Event Horizon, I should have grabbed an Antil because bottoming out on credits was the worst thing I could have done. And then it just held. No Ashen, all Ob. I mean, I'm not worried about Ashen. The Ob thing might change in a bit. May your cabin holiday weather be pleasant. Thank you. Even if it's terrible, I'm just going to stay indoors playing board games. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Thanks to all these names here and more that support the Métropole Grid so we can do stuff like this. It's really, really appreciated. Mind you, if you just want to take a second to leave a like on the video on YouTube, that's already a huge help. But if you want to go the extra step, you can find a description. In the description, there's a link to the Patreon. We have all our Sure Gamble patrons, but also, of course, our Daily Cast patrons. And all the contribution is exactly what keeps us being able to do this the way that we do this. So incredibly appreciated. A lot of stuff is going on this weekend, so hopefully you're busy at stuff, whether it's watching a Continentals or playing at a Continentals. There's a lot going on, or playing a NANPC. We did some big shoutouts, and you can find links to all that stuff in the description about like the upcoming Continentals and EMEA. And again, get hold of Jai and get some coaching in for free-ish if you're doing the things you want to be doing anyways. So all that stuff is linked below for sure. We won't be here on Thursday. We'll be back on next Tuesday, which is pretty exciting. We'll be able to see some Continentals results. And then next week, again, got to prepare. We're just in that week after week after week after week, which is great. That's mostly it. Take care of yourselves. We'll be back in about a week. Be brave. I will be too. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.